Alright, hello and welcome to Epic Interactions, where a couple guys and a couple girls get together, play some Dungeons and Dragons, have some fun, and try and stay alive.
Keyword try.
Try. As you can see, we actually are missing a couple players today. Cass will not be with us. Atreya will be joining us pretty much later. Emerald will not be with us. We just had a mix of schooling, essays, not making it a priority to study, stuff like that.
And if you notice the clock either on your wall or somewhere, it's 8 o'clock, guys. It's not like 11 or 12. It's 8 o'clock. We're actually pretty early for once.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens. Maybe we can get a couple people.
Yeah.
Remember, if you do have a cell phone or any type of thing that has a Twitch app, if you could get on the Twitch app just to say that you're on there to show a view, so that way we get higher in priority on Twitch. It allows us to get more, and then when people search, that we'll be able to get higher priority. Other than that, any donations we receive, half of it will go to veterans, as well as once we hit $50, we'll be buying a D&D starter kit, sending it out to people in the chat. So make sure that you are chatting with our players during the game. I cannot do it, unfortunately, because I have so much to run here, and make sure that the story stays alive. With that, we do have a new player. She's just a guest player. Her name's Kim. She'll be playing, well, you'll find out as we go into the game. To kind of pick it up where we left off last week, our heroes did battle with the Thieves Guild, a local Thieves Guild who made it known that they are on a turf war right now amongst the city of Atlas, the Citadel, and they ambushed the heroes in order to get the deed to the mansion. Cass's father, unbeknownst to her, left her some fortunes to build herself an estate and live her life there. As Cass unwittingly outwitted the Thieves Guild, giving them a blank piece of paper, thinking that it was the deed. They ran
Yeah, but
out.
they kind of outwitted her first with the whole, I know your father, let's go down this hall.
If you want to find out more about that, you can go to the last stream, which is on YouTube.
Not last stream before that.
It was the last one.
Last stream we actually fought them. Stream before that's when she actually...
You're right. But you did meet the Thieves Guild. The Thieves
Yes.
Guild master, the guild master, Razor,
Badass.
who turned, well, you don't know, you haven't seen him fight.
I mean,
He looks like
he put people in line real quick. When he showed up, people were like, nope, deuces.
Yep. So last night, upon heading back, as it got pretty late, talking and finding out exactly what a ball bomb is. So you can definitely take a look. That should be fun for later games or sessions. But as of right now, Atreya is currently in her house as she walked in to find some things misplaced, some things not really seeming as they were, the crossbow off of the mantle, and pretty scared. The group going to Finn and Glorium's realized that it was actually closed for the night. So thus they went over to the inn, finding out that they had no money to buy a room. They left once again to go to Atreya's house to hopefully find rest for the night. As you guys came up, I believe some individual saw that there was Black Lotus, the symbol of a black flower along the walls of the outer exterior of the actual house. That's where we're actually going to pick it up. As you guys are all standing there, you, Emerald, Baltimore, and Cass. Cass getting quite antsy as they all three in turn go up to the door and they repeatedly knock on the door. Nothing. Cass, Atreya, it's us. Open the door. As you and Baltimore naturally stand back to make sure that the group is okay, trying to be aware of the danger. Baltimore, your holy symbol begins to light up. You kind of, all of a sudden, you get tunnel vision, almost like as if the world around you is starting to get dark. Rahun, you yourself are getting tunnel vision, but yet you have no idea why.
Perception, danger sense,
Sure. Make an investigation check.
investigation check. Natural 1.
Natural 1. Yep. You have no idea. See if I can get some. Here we go.
I think it's just the ale that I keep drinking. So I keep drinking more of it.
You do drink a lot of ale. Baltimore, as your holy symbol's lighting up, you begin to hear the voice of Marlesh. Very faint, you know he's weak. And you just you hear him in the back of your mind. It is time to learn more of the past of you and your allies. You begin to have that feeling that you're very familiar with, very peaceful, very kind of neutral type ground. As there's a flash. You look around once again, you're in now what looks to be a wooden cabin. You take a look around again. There's not really anybody here. It almost looks like you're in the back storage area of some kind of cabin. You take a look out the window. You notice that there's woods all around you. What do you guys do?
Is anybody with me in this room?
Perception check.
Just Rahun. You guys are together.
Perception check. Or investigation.
So
Investigation.
I just stop him and I'll just say, I'll look.
I still what?
A better perception.
Investigation or perception?
Perception.
9.
What'd you get?
19.
19.
See, mine was totally better.
You don't see
Oh,
anything.
low. That was really.
Baltimore, as you're standing in the room, you don't see anything out of place. Particularly, it's mainly just a regular cabin. You see a bed, you see a dresser, you see individual items. What looks to be from a female, looks to be a bigger sized lady, and you hear faint chattering as both of you actually hear another shoo.
Stealth.
Go for it. Coming from the door on the opposite side of the door.
10.
Baltimore, you get the feeling that there is that more of the party was supposed to be with you, but there was some sort of they were almost out of range.
So first off, I looking at this sense and like I'm sitting there processing like, okay, so I feel like, and I'm kind of like looking around this storage room that we're in. I'm like, okay, I feel like everybody should be here. And I look at Rahun trying to stealth, and I'm just like,
Rahun is mentally
Rahun
freaking out
goes,
right now.
he goes against the wall, and he's just looking around, he's looking at you.
I'm pretty
he
panicked
sees the
right
door.
now. Rahun's not used to like teleportation and randomly just being in one spot to another. Like, nope.
I'm just looking at him, just like shaking my head, and
I'm just like,
I still hear chatter on the other side, right?
Yeah, you hear chatter, but you can't make it out.
So I just look back at Rahun, and I'm like, fuck this, man, and I just get up and open the door.
So
wait, Baltimore, what are you doing?
he opens the door. And Ryan, on the other side, you see what looks to be a dwarf, a girl dwarf.
And perception is.
You're currently against the wall trying to stealth. You look to see a girl dwarf, and you see a bigger sized tiefling. You tell she has like massive dreads, 2 horns, but she's got like the dreads and the bead type thing. Almost looks like a gypsy, if you will. And she's like, what? And she's like, and who are you?
I was just teleported here, apparently. I'm sorry for barging in.
Let's tell you against the wall.
I honestly have no idea where I am right now.
Oh yeah. The cursed God sent you here. What type of blasted fool is this? Who sent you here? Who's your God? Who's your deity?
Wait, hold on, back up. Cursed God.
You can tell that she was saying it more in the reference of like she was cursing the gods, like curse the gods, like what?
Alright. I thought that was like a title that she was saying. I'm like, hold on.
I don't follow God. Why am I here?
And then she kind of takes a minute. She looks back and she's like,
I'm just like,
"Oh, the blasted God sent me another dwarf. Blast. And who are you? And what God sent you here?"
I am
Rahul?
Black Lung.
All of a sudden, you hear your name called out right on the other side of the wall.
Look around.
You see a dwarf, very very fine dwarf, believe it or not.
Yes. Yes, I am Rahul.
I run up to him and hug him.
Okay.
Sort of a very forceful hug.
Forceful.
Nothing's going.
Just nothing.
Just going off.
You see Baltimore. You see this dwarf just come running up to Rahul as she just like grabs him and just hugs him.
Well, that was my next question. Because I kind of opened up the door. I'm standing in the doorway. Did she plow right through me?
Oh yeah.
Actually, yeah, that makes a good point. Make a athletics check, and you make a strength saving throw. So add your strength, but you have a modification that make sure you're aware of. It's because of your bracers, so you.
Right.
Right.
She knocks me over.
Don't look.
21.
21. So she blazes you as Baltimore. You just. Did you get a natural 1?
No.
Did you get anything less than a 5?
No.
Okay. Yeah, you just get slammed back against the door as this little dwarf just comes running, and just shoves you out of the way. And she just
You can't go, girl.
I'm again doing one of these. I'm like,
And the tiefling, she's like,
Rude, help me, you asshole!
who are you?
You don't know your betrothed?
What?
Oh, this just got good.
What?
Oh,
Wait, my betrothed.
betrothed? Oh, hell no. We
I
didn't
just
have
start
no wedding here, no.
chugging the ale.
You go to chug the ale, and as it hits your lips, it just mists.
I'm just like, oh, curse the gods. I try and like push her off of me. Like, yeah, what are you doing?
You seriously don't know who I am.
No.
I imagine that I'm
Sorry,
currently
should I?
sitting
Yes?
Why?
Indian style, like a little kid leaning forward, and I'm like, "Who are you? Who are you?"
Yeah.
I want to know this.
And the tiefling, she just starts going about her business almost as if this is natural for her. Like, just random people show up in her house.
I'm your betrothed. We've been engaged
Quite some time.
for a very long time. We've known each other all our lives.
Yes, you have.
History check?
Insight check?
Insight check?
I want an insight check too.
Sure.
My gosh, everything's rolling low tonight. What is my insight?
16?
She's telling the truth.
You beat me, so.
Actually, the more and more that you look at her, it almost as if like pieces of fragments are starting to come together. Like her face is familiar. You look at her and you keep looking at her, and you can tell, like in her eyes, she has a deep, passionate love for you. One of which you've never seen from any of your family members.
I'm very sorry, but I do not know who you are.
How is that even possible?
I don't know. I've been on the run for a very long time. I've come
Yep.
across many people.
All right,
I
Pip,
don't-
Pip. All right, come over here.
Who's now doing that? I look over. Perception check?
You just see another gnome.
Another no.
Another gnome. He just kind of comes. All right. Everybody here, take some tea. Take some tea. If you want to be here, you might as well just go ahead and bloody drink some tea. And he just kind of
Does it have alcohol in
he
it?
hands up each you. He just hands you all, a piece of tea.
A piece.
A piece of tea?
A piece of tea.
Is it like cubed form?
It looks like almost like bread that's almost been like doused with like a whole bunch of tea. So it's like the bread's kind of like sucked it all up, and it's just like a massive tea bread.
I take a bite of it.
It's delicious.
I eat all of it. Shove it in my mouth and I step away from this woman.
The tiefling comes back into the room. This time eyes pure white, and she just kind of looks at you guys. She's like, "I see, young dwarf. Me and my sister believe that your memory has been mortified. This is very interesting as well. And you, Baltimore,
Yep.
your memory has been mortified as well.
Just start banging my head against the wall.
Yeah, you better freaking bang your head until you know who I am. Keep doing it.
As she like starts to get aggressive with you, and she's like shoving you around, throwing like you like pick up your head, she like takes your head, shoves it back into the wall.
I'm just totally confused right now. Like, I'm definitely looking at my ale mug and I'm just like, what the fuck? Is this part of the training?
Well, first off, you said I'm sorry, but you said sister. I'm only seeing one of you. Where's the other one?
She refers to the gnome.
What gnome?
The gnome that just gave us
The
tea.
gnome that just handed you tea.
I'm sorry. All right,
Eating
I thought
that,
that was
I'm still eating
Yeah.
that bread.
So
and
right
just
now
banging my head
there's
against the
right now
wall.
there's 5 people in this room with you guys. There's her, there's Rahun, Baltimore, the tiefling, who's like the gypsy, if you will, and then this gnome, and he seems very proper,
okay.
or she seems very proper. Sorry.
Okay. Just said sister.
So I say, I'm sorry, but what are your names? Maybe we should all get acquainted. I'm Baltimore.
You should know my name. Rahul. You want to give a guess? We've only known each other all our lives.
I now want to hit my head against this wall as hard as I possibly can at this one moment to see if I can knock myself out.
Please do.
Yeah.
20.
You hit yourself. You take 7 points of blood in there.
Do it again.
Okay. He just like, as blood just starts pouring from his face now.
What is there furniture in the room again?
Yeah, there's like bed, a desk, basic like house items.
Alright, I'm gonna just grab him and throw him on the bed.
Okay, make a strength check, make a strength saving throw.
31.
Holy shit. 15, yeah.
So she like, you gotta like do it again. She,
Is
like,
that where my plus 9 went? Did she get my plus 9?
She grabs your like pretty much your like neck and just and then just chucks you across the room to the bed.
I get a chubby. For sure. For sure.
Very well.
Wait a minute. We need names. Before this can happen, we need names.
Fine, if he's gonna refuse to remember my name, Meadora Mithril.
What? Anything. Does anything come to my mind when she says that?
No.
That doesn't. Nothing.
My name be Divina.
I'm just sitting on the, like, I'm almost crying at this point. I'm just like, I don't like this. I want to go home.
And the gnome is like, my name is not important. I am but a servant in this household.
Servant! Ew.
I do not serve.
Very well. Okay,
Please?
so and I grab my holy symbol. I say, all that is present, please. We're here for this union between Rahun,
Ah!
Midor and Israel.
I try to get
I
up
mean-
off the bed I try to get up off the bed and get out of the room.
No. I would love to do this right now. You know I love you. You don't know that I love you. But I love you. And this needs to happen.
Oh, no.
But first, we need to clear your name.
Oh, no.
For the
Are
first
you
time,
listening?
for the first time, you hear about your name being cleared.
Rahul!
Ah! trying to process all of this right now. My intelligence is not that high.
The winner kind of goes over to Baltimore and the winner goes,
I have a 10 intelligence.
Is
Let me process this.
is the dwarf bastard always like this?
Honestly, no, because he's seldom sober.
Ah, nice.
That's the problem.
It's always been the
Baltimore,
Yes.
what did you do? Where are we?
Honestly, man, this one's not me. I got no clue.
I look over to anybody. I look over to you. Where are we?
I'm actually not sure about that.
I look over to. Where are we?
Are you asking me?
Yes.
Oh, you are at the Vena's household. This is the middle place between Earth and the divine. The divine send earthing beings to my place, and I send
We're
them
in
where
limbo?
they need. Yes, limbo. Wicked limbo. I got a stick.
I get up from the bed.
Where are you going?
Okay. I go walking towards the door. I
I'll
just
go and grab him
want
by the
to-
collar.
I
Which
just-
door?
the door that Baltimore was standing.
Yeah, he's still
opened up.
standing there.
Yeah, I just want to look like just past him.
Okay.
What do I see?
You see a room. Outside you see wood, but there is no door that leads to the outside.
No escaping, honey.
There's wood.
It's like one big. There's like you look out and it's one like big living room with like a small little kitchen on the side.
Okay, cool. I'm like, look, I just need some air. Like, can we, out of this one small room, please? This is cramped.
Sure.
Cramped.
So the gnome heads out. Davina's like, if you will, and she goes out and she kind of goes and she sits in her rocking chair and she just kind of like starts rocking back and forth and she's like,
I look over at Baltimore. Nah.
Dude, I don't know how we got here, bro.
I
the
go
more
walk
as
over to
as
the
more
kitchen.
time progresses, you guys begin to feel better. Your wounds start to heal. Baltimore, you notice that bite mark starts healing itself almost rapidly, as all your hit points are now fully restored.
Sweet.
Your rest is also back to normal. Any exhaustion points are gone.
What about spell slots?
Huh?
What about spell slots?
Spell slots also restored.
Nice.
It's almost
love
as if
this
you had a
place.
full 8 hours of sleep.
Nice. I go over to the kitchen
Sure.
and I look for any ale, any alcohol, anything to drink.
Yeah, there's water.
So I go sit down in front of Davina and I say, you mentioned modified memory.
Yes. Quite a spell, that one, yes.
Can we talk about
Do
that?
you have the ability to get rid of that?
It depends. If you are sent here, it means that the memory modified may be from the god. To change the memory back, I need the gods to give permission. So if you find the god that get the permission, everything go back to normal.
Well, let's
look
get
around.
permission, please, because he needs to remember who I am.
I look around and do I see anybody else? Cass, Emerald, nobody. Okay. Where's our friends? Why aren't they here?
I'm pretty sure that whatever brought us here, they were just outside of the range. And I'm pretty sure the reason that you were brought here is because you and I were standing so close together. I looked to Davina. The deity that I follow is Marlesh.
Marles. He does not take part in the sanctuary, last I remember.
I look over at the dwarf now after some time of process. How good is she?
She's very good looking.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like
I look at the ass for sure.
everything's nice, man.
Nice.
Like almost everything you could wish for in a girl, she's actually
Like, yeah, the thought of being married to her now is just a little more like
she said betrothed, not married.
betrothed to. I'm like, alright, now I go sit next to her.
It's gonna be friendly now?
You know me somehow, so
Somehow we grew up together.
I don't know what you're talking about. But yeah, sure, whatever. Just shh. We'll
If you
listen.
don't believe her, ask her questions.
Ask away.
What did I do for a living?
You're a forger. I helped you forge
Who
things.
are my brothers?
You know Zenitchin?
Why am I on the run?
Because you supposedly killed your cousin. I don't believe that.
What did I really do?
That's
was
what
I
I
doing?
need to know. We need to find that out and clear your name. You seriously don't remember anything. What did you do?
Somebody can alter my memory. Somebody can just take them too. So I still don't believe you. Insight check. 9.
She's telling the truth.
Continue.
Continue.
Well,
What?
you all came to my doorstep. Obviously, God must have given you something. Anything? Nobody?
I
there-
check my stuff.
Oh yeah. All right, I start checking my stuff too.
Nothing out of the ordinary.
I pull out the bear totem that I have.
Pull it.
Wait, I
And that
check
I'm
my
actually just wearing around my neck, myself right now. I'm like, yeah, I just kind of pick it up and I'm like, I don't know if this has anything to do with.
No.
I check my stuff. Is anything?
No, you're good too.
So I just hold out my holy symbol. I don't know. This is all I have of my deity.
This be interesting. What about you, other dwarven girl? How did you come upon this? Do you follow a god?
No, I do not.
Then how did you find this place?
Well, all I know is I was out looking for anything to help me find Rahoon, and I found an item before being transported here.
The item. What is it?
I'll pull out a stone. I believe it is a time stone.
A time stone. I see. The power to go back in time.
Is it green?
No.
No.
It's blue.
Okay.
Oh.
The time stone is a very, very rare item.
Does it fit into a gauntlet?
It melted properly? I don't know. But it has one use. To go back in time.
Only one. Well, then we're gonna use it and find out what happened.
I know exactly what happened. You're gonna give me that stone right now.
Oh, please try me.
I hit
You're
her.
gonna tell me.
I hit her.
You hit her?
I hit her.
Roll initiative!
Can I try to grab the stone?
Make a dexterity saving throw. Or make a dexterity, or slide a hand check, you make a dexterity saving throw. Same thing applies.
Oh, nat 20.
Nope.
I'll roll. I got nothing to it. Maybe I can hit that 20. Nope.
Alright, so you go to like grab it and she just like
Bitch, no.
May I please
she's
see
like
it?
try to grab it.
Yeah, you know your training is complete
Yeah.
once you can snatch the pebble from my hand. No.
Pretty much. Alright.
I got a 12 on my
Oh,
initiative.
do I need to roll initiative?
Yes.
Oh
That's
my
right.
god.
Loaded die.
Alright,
Loaded
so he goes to hit you. What do? You go first.
I'm gonna fucking punch him in the gut.
Alright, roll an attack. Add the same stuff.
As a reaction, can I rage? Because it is.
20.
20 hits, I think.
What? Wow. Yeah, 20 hits.
Alright, roll damage.
God
You hit him, yeah?
Wow.
It's a D4 if you're hitting him with your fist. And then,
just the one.
and then add your.
Oh. All right.
Unless you wanted to axe with do the axe, but.
No. No.
She's like that. Kill him.
I don't want to kill him yet. We need to get married
oh, bitch, try me.
still. Which one did I add to it?
The same thing as your bracers.
Wannabe wife.
12.
Alright, so you take 12. And she just like literally just like you go to hit her and then she
Do you
just
have a
doubles
dry
back.
erase marker?
I do not. Oh, I have a Sharpie.
No.
At level 5 you get 2 attacks, so you actually get to attack again. Here you go.
So 12 points.
Are we still in the room with Ben?
No, you're in the main. You're in the main.
I mean, what's there?
Couches, a table.
Table. I'm gonna grab him by the shirt or whatever armor and throw him on a table.
So you're gonna grab him on the neck because he has
Yeah.
no armor. Sure. Alright, so make a strength check, make a strength saving throw.
Oh my god! What? How? 18.
18. Yeah, she grabs you and just slams you against
How are
the.
you getting a 37?
And
What
you take 16 points of bludgeoning damage.
Oh my, what the fuck is this shit?
Don't try me.
You start to get this feeling that if you did know this girl, it's probably because she was stronger than you.
Oh my god, I don't even care.
In
I
Baltimore,
have
for the
biggest
first time, you
boner
see
right now.
you see another dwarf outmatching a Rahun in strength.
Oh, I just take a seat and I start drinking tea.
Yeah.
This is amusing to me.
Go ahead.
Yeah, dude, at this point, I mean, I'm gonna go ahead and for my bonus action, I'm going to just fucking.
Sorry, I forgot you had something.
I'm gonna go into rage.
Here, have that so that way you can. Go ahead.
I'm going to rage so I can start taking half damage on that shit.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna fucking attack her. Weapon master reckless.
Go for it.
Oh my god.
So he goes to punch you, and you just like kind of just grab his hands,
Okay.
and you're just like, really?
I'm like really tempted to kiss him right now.
You're close. And
second attack, doing it
Davina
again.
kind of looks at you, Baltimore, and she's like,
Oh my god.
is this normal? I don't know what to do. I've never had something like this happen in my household.
I have his hand still, right?
Yeah.
What's it called?
Honestly,
I'm gonna throw so many blades at you.
Go ahead.
honestly, this is more surprising to me than it probably is to you on so many different levels.
I
I'm gonna
see
take
this
his
all the
hands
time.
and I'm gonna bring them around my body and like
Okay.
on my ass and pull myself closer to him.
Make
and be like,
strength saving throw, strength check.
honey, you don't know what you're doing right now.
Roll strength.
Oh, I got advantage because I'm fucking in rage.
27. That's a nicer one.
I don't think you did it. No. So all of a sudden she like jerks her hands back. She gets real in your like almost like in your personal space now. She takes your hand, puts it on her butt, and then she like gets like literally within kissing distance of you.
This is turning me on right now. You need to stop, or we're gonna have to get these people out of this room.
You get the sense that she herself has not even gone into rage.
If there are, I stand
Pour
up. If there are
holy
no
water, I
objections
just
to
start throwing it on her.
What?
so I stand up. If there are no objections upon this holy union, you may now kiss your bride.
Nah, I object. I object. There is no holy matrimony here. I keep a neutral ground.
Are you done?
However, I would like to be at the wedding.
Rahun, are you done?
Go to headbutt her.
Okay, so go ahead and attack. You're currently restrained. So you yeah, no, you're good. You can make an attack. Go ahead.
Okay, reckless great weapon master.
You have disadvantage on your attack though. So if you have advantage.
I am loving this right now. You giving in?
You see the gnome just like close the door to the bedroom as he's like, I think this bedroom not gonna be you.
I just go, I'm just done. Like, I'm just so.
Alright, he goes to like headbutt you, and then he's just like, he knows he missed, and his head is just like on your shoulder. He's just like,
And then,
Pat his
like,
head.
rage gone.
yeah, just
Total defeat. Just like,
We're done now?
shut up.
Yeah. So this is how it normally goes. You should know. You will relearn. You'll never win against me. Now, can we talk about this time stone and figuring out what happened?
yes. The time stone I've only seen once, only one time. A group came here to learn more of their past. They used the time stone, and I don't know where they went, but they didn't come back.
You wanna tell me what happened, or am I gonna
Usually a group will be sent to my place with some sort of item for the group to use. It just so happened that it became a time stone. I am familiar with one time stone.
Are you gonna tell me your side of the story, or we're gonna go back and see it? Darling.
No. Nothing's coming out of me right now.
Getting angry. I'm going to cheap shot this.
You get him in the nuts?
Yep.
Oh my god.
Dang! Alright, make an attack.
29.
Yeah, so, roll a d10 for me.
This one?
Yeah.
6.
6. She's just like, really? And she just pop cups you. Just like completely like everything, and you feel the shock come up into your lower stomach as everything down there just cramps and this pulsing sensation just
Fall on my knees immediately. Just,
yeah. Your eyes tear up from just the sheer
Still nothing's coming out of me though.
Okay.
You.
She points over at you, Baltimore.
Yep.
Get your friend to talk. Has he told you anything about this?
About what is this? About you?
No, about him murdering his cousin.
Nope. This is news to me.
You're really not going to say anything. Alright. How do I use this stone?
Well, I asked you for it earlier so I could look at it before.
Yeah, I'm not giving it to you, no. I'm talking to Devine.
Divina, she just
Wow.
kind of looks at everybody. She's like, the stone is quite simple. Just think of the time that you want to go back to, and it shall replay that event. But keep in mind, if you do see your former self, there is a chance that you will not come back. Time needs to progress as it has already. I do not know what the gods have in store. But this is a path for you and you guys alone.
Do you think if I bring him back, he'll remember me?
I do not know. I've only seen it been activated. I do not know where they went or what happened after.
Can you tell what's modified his memory? No. So, darling, want to go back in the past? Can I force it on him? We didn't do this.
I mean, so the way she's essentially saying it is that you think of the place, and then the people that you think of to come with you will go with you.
I just stick my hand out.
Yeah. Want to come?
She
Yeah.
looks at you, Baltimore.
Sure, why not?
All right. Ready. And I'm gonna hold on to it. Does he need to hold my hand or anything?
He comes over. He puts it. Yeah. I mean, where do you specifically want to go to?
I just immediately started thinking about it. About that whole night.
You don't have the stone.
No. Any? You
I
wanna tell me where we should go?
I stick out my other hand.
You gotta go there. And if we aren't there, you know what's gonna happen to you, right? Do you want a show again? Yeah?
I don't say anything. I just stick out my hand again. Just
Whatever you want, bro. Boom. At the second it touches your hand, you thinking about that night, all three of you rush back. You just see time just fly by you as you almost get sucked, and then you're back into your just a normal state, if you will. Both of you know this place quite well, the Mountains of Kindred. You see the mountain as it lays out before you, each tier going higher into the mountain amongst the wall. The gates for each tier going up. You flash one more time as you go into the main castle, the main dwarven forge hold, where you know all of this went down. You know at this current moment you were in your quarters, because this is where everything kind of happened. Everything ran in on you on this door. You begin to take a look around. As you guys start looking at each other, you notice that you guys are not actually yourselves. You're other people. But you know that is her, and she knows that it's you. But you have different facial, physical attributes. All of you do.
do I still have my axe on me?
Yeah, all
I
your
pull out
stuff.
my axe and I start running. I go exactly where it happened.
Okay,
And
Baltimore. You also notice that as you're looking at them, you're like, okay, you guys are different. You look at yourself, you're also different. You're a dwarf. You're stout. A little bit different from the others. A little shorter beard, but you're a dwarf. And as you see Rahun just grab his axe and he just starts bolting.
I just start shaking my head. Why the fuck am I a dwarf? And I start following him.
All right.
Why'd it have to be dwarves?
So you guys all start running. You start passing corridors. You two know these areas very well. You know, boom, you just pass this person's room, this person's room, this person's room. As you're slowly and slowly getting to the room of the newly, the betrothed couple that they were supposed to have their wedding the very next day. As you're slowly getting to this area, I need you guys to make a perception check.
Advantage for knowing the area. 17.
What'd you get, Baltimore?
Low. 20, not natural.
14.
14. Baltimore, you're the only one that noticed this. As everything's kind of flurrying past, you start noticing that there's less and less people coming up on this room, almost as if guards were being pulled from this area. You two just running, you just massive, your mind is straight on this room. You trying to figure out what's going on. You end up getting to the room. You know what time, specifically what time it was supposed to be done, because they told you were accused of it. As you get into the room, you notice you go to open the door, right? Because you know that it's going to be happening within the next couple minutes. You go to open the door and your hand phases through the door.
Walk through the door.
You walk through the door.
Blindly follow.
You go follow. Baltimore, do you follow?
Yeah.
All of you come into this door, phase through the door, just phasing through it. You get the feeling that this is one of those moments in time where there's nothing you can do to prevent this from happening. This is, in fact, a crucial point of what is Rahun and the Iron Wall clan. You guys phase through the door. you see that this place is quite grand. I mean, they're very rich. They have multiple rooms. As you guys walk in, you notice that there's another dwarf there. Actually looks a lot like Rahun. You being Rahun, you know that this is actually not Rahun. This is actually another dwarf that somewhat looks like you, just kind of made up, like a disguise, if you will. Very similar axe, but you can tell you're like, no, I would never make an axe like that. That thing looks like crap. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But it's because you know your own unique design. You looking in, you see Rahun, like it's Rahun to you. You take a minute to look back at Rahun next to you, and then look back, thinking that this is Rahun. I need everybody to make an investigation check. You get advantage, Rahun.
I get advantage?
Yeah.
Oh,
2.
thank you.
Baltimore.
6.
6.
19!
19. The DC on this was actually 18. You take a minute closer. You notice that this is actually not Rahun. Not even a person in disguise. This is an illusion. Somebody conjured you up. As you see yourself kind of walk through the area, you kind of naturally start looking around because you know there's a caster, there's some kind of person putting this in. They have to be here. You do know that in this phased form you can communicate with your other people. But you literally see Rahun, axe in hand, gripped hard. You see he's enraged. And you know he's going for the betrothed that are supposed to be married.
I just quickly, in my own rage, just like scattering around the room. That's an illusion, that's not me, find the source.
What are you saying? That's not you.
That's not me, it's an illusion, trust me. I go around, I keep looking around for whatever the source is and stuff.
I'm in love with him. I believe him, so I start looking as well.
Okay. Baltimore?
Can I make a perception check to see if anything stands out in the room that may be of some sort of a magical essence to this illusion?
Make an investigation check on the room.
Yeah, it'd be an investigation check. Actually, I would allow an Arcana check. If you're looking for a specific item.
I'll look for anything being that I probably know this room, I'm definitely looking for something that seems out of place. So I got a 10 to go.
10. Nothing.
7.
Nothing. Baltimore.
I didn't say it.
Nothing.
There's nothing in here. That is not you.
It's not me.
You see that this version of Rahun is slowly coming up to the door. You can hear the sounds of the betrothed on the other side of the door. You can feel like they're doing their own business. You also notice that to this room there are massive doors that lead out to the balcony. Outside you can see the full moon. You can see, or not the full moon. Sorry, you can see the big cast iron light that you guys call the moon. It lights up essentially the whole mountain, just flurried with ruins, and it's just like a balcony that lays out.
I go and attack the illusion. That is me.
You go to attack, just fade. You tell that it looks like as if you're not even there.
I know where the betrothed are, and they're like coming towards that room and stuff like that.
He's going to the room. You can tell that, you know, like you can hear them chat.
I'm going into that room. I'm gonna try and warn them.
Okay. You go into the room. you I'm sorry?
I follow.
Yeah,
Follow.
You follow. Baltimore, make a perception check.
That's better. 26.
26 will work. As you guys kind of begin to walk through this door, Baltimore, right before you go and hit that door, you see something kind of flicker outside. You two coming into the room, you see them just kind of like cuddling, they're doing their own thing, talking, you know, giggling, laughing. Baltimore?
I head towards the flicker.
You go over to the flicker, and um, based on your previous perception roll, where you're at is kind of high in the balcony, and you kind of look down. You don't see anything, and then you go to look up, almost like across the mountain, and where the city is, it kind of goes down in a 45-degree angle, like if you're looking down upon the mountain. But off on the actual like mountain caves, there's like a small cliff, and you see somebody you actually know, someone from your past, someone that actually introduced you to what is Marlesh. You see Mortem there, holding, concentrating.
I'm just frantically like, you gotta go, get out of here, you're gonna die. Like,
You're yelling that.
I'm trying to grab him and like shake him, like
phasing through the bed. You hear the rattle of the door. You hear them perk up.
I try and stand in front of the door, like, and try and stop him from like the door opening and everything like that.
Yeah, you get. You see, he just goes open the door, and you just see the mass Vex just right as he opens the door, right dead in the skull. As you just see the dwarf just.
Crying, I'm just bawling at this point.
At this point, you see it, and then all of a sudden you see it. You see Rahun reappear as he goes out the door, just right through it. All of a sudden now you can hear, guards, wow! And then all of a sudden the bell starts ringing. You know at this point this is where you wake up. You're frantic. You know this area. You know this time. This is when they are coming after you. You have a friend that actually comes to warn you. You know, after finding out what happened, you know that you are going to run out. You are going to leave the mountain for good because you know what is going to come. You know it's going to come to the mountain slash. You see the wife there, or you see the fiance there, crying, looking at the blade. All of a sudden the guards come in, also looking at the blade. Baltimore, what are you doing?
I'm speechless.
So you also looking on.
I'm like on my knees, like face to face with her. Like,
Make a perception
crying.
check. You're enraged. You know that there's somebody here. There's somebody making this happen. 19. Your eyes turn to not only the bed, you look over to the dresser, the big open dresser. Nothing there. You look outside the balcony, and right in the distance, on some cliff, you see another individual. You know that's him.
I get up, I wipe my tears, and I walk over to, just like,
You go to stand outside the balcony.
I just stare him down.
The shadow and the light begin to, you see this as Rahun steps out into the blue light, the shade just comes over. You see that your body almost takes physical form again. Nobody can see you, but you can almost see that it's physical form. You stare at this individual, very distant off, you can barely see it. You can't really make out any details, but you know that he's not dwarf. He's not dwarven.
I got it. Oh.
And that is a tray, everybody, and she's going to come in too. Hey, girlie.
Hey.
How's it going?
Good.
Yeah, come on in. We'll get you in. Sorry, let's just get set up. Actually, if you want, let's go ahead and take a 5-minute break. That way we can get a tray set up, and we'll be right back.
Hi. Hi, I'm Lindsay. I'm Kim.
All right, welcome back to Epic Interactions. As you can see, we have Atreya. She's back with us. We'll be getting her in here shortly. For this time, where our heroes left off, they just witnessed the murder of a newlywed, or a to-be-wed, that was framed as Rahun's doing. In phasing form, taking a time stone back in time to recreate this, to really see what happened. Rahun stepping out into the balcony, being able to see on what looks to be the cliff out past the city. And a gentleman, somebody there. You can't really make out much of the details, you know some of the details. You can see him concentrating, you know that this is indeed the person that is creating all of this, framing you. You guys are all there. What would you like to do?
Do I see this person as well? In the distance?
You see him step out. You don't look down.
Ahun steps onto the railing.
You step onto the railing.
What are you doing?
You look down upon the mountain of Kindred.
I look back, I turn around, and I look back at the dead body of my cousin. I jump.
I'm gonna run and grab him for you.
Dexterity saving throw. Dexterity. Baltimore, you go to see him just look back at you, tears in eyes, upon the blue shade. You know he's going to jump.
I try to stop him.
Alright, roll.
Very enthusiastically.
roll a dexterity check. Or make a sleight of hand check, and then you both have advantage because you guys are trying to help each other out.
Ooh, I like that one better.
18.
30.
Tears in your eyes, finally seeing what has become of your cousin. You just let the air take you, just falling back. As you go to feel everything just go lifeless in your body, you feel a hand grab you by your belt. The other one grabs your hand as you just go to fall back and then get pulled back in. As your allies are there not wanting you to go.
What are you doing, you idiot?
Just let me die. It'd be the best for everyone.
That's not gonna happen, at least until you know who I am. And obviously you didn't do that. We're gonna find who did it.
Who's got the time stone?
He does.
He does.
Rahun, may I please have the time stone?
Before you do this, keep in mind that there was also a rumor that as you were trying to make your escape, you were meant to be caught, but somehow was not.
Interesting.
I go where I know I would be fleeing off to at this moment in time.
Do you say anything to Baltimore?
I hand the stone to Baltimore. And I go, if you want to find out the real me, follow me then. Now,
No, didn't want you to jump and then us not have a way back.
I
So-
understand. And I hand him this. I hand him the time
That's
stone.
really why you stopped it.
So,
That's all.
Give me the damn stone.
you start heading. You start heading down.
I mean, I'll use whatever, like, knowing where I'm gonna essentially like leave and where my leaving point is. I'm gonna go just immediately straight for that.
Sure.
And
You bolt running. You guys in hot pursuit. You're running. You're passing corridors, taking the turns that you need to turn. You know where you need to go. However, you take a minute as you go to pass one room. It catches your eye almost immediately as you look over, and you see another dwarven girl crying, being told this information. Her over and over telling the guard, this cannot happen. This is Rahun we're talking about, defending you, defending everything that you are, saying how that you guys were supposed to be betrothed. how that she loved you, that she would not like they were literally everything. As you see her family start to come in and completely like astounded at what's going on, all of a sudden start telling her to like cancel the wedding, cancel this, cancel everything with him, stop all ties. And you're knowing that you don't have much time. You're like, I can't do this, and you keep going. But right before you go to turn, you hear, I will never let him go. And you continue to move forward. You bringing all these feelings back, you begin to tear up. You begin seeing this again. You actually take more of a delayed act, and you take a minute to really take this in. Rahun goes to step off. He goes. You take a minute to take one last look, reaffirming the promise that you made, not only to them, but to yourself. And then you follow Rahun again. Baltimore, you see this again, I mean, to you, you also take it all in. But once Rahun goes, you start to move as well. You guys come to a corner, and all of a sudden you see 3 guards, literally standing in the same alleyway that you know you were going to take. Each of them standing there, waiting, as you know the time should be coming where you're about to turn that corner. All of a sudden your physical forms become real. All of a sudden you can feel yourself. You can feel the skin. You can feel the ground beneath you. You take a minute to touch the wall. You can actually feel it. You know you're in physical form. You're free to make something happen. Maybe it was you. Do you wait? Do you wait to see what happens to the guards? Do you do something? The choice is to you.
I'm gonna attack the first guard.
You take one.
I stop her.
Yeah, like you could. Okay.
I just say, you just simply need to lead them away. They're innocent guards. They have no part in this.
Fine. Get them away then.
I will. Turn the corner in my physical form. I'm like, hey, is it me you're looking for? And I'm gonna, while this is all happening, I'm planning out my route of
You also know that you're not Rahun. You look like somebody else.
Okay, then I'll tell them, hey, I know where Rahun is. He's went this way.
What?
And I start leading them to an as far away opposite.
Make a persuade. Actually, make a performance check.
Performance check.
Actually, no. Make a deception check.
Deception check.
Yeah, do a deception.
Which one is it, man?
Deception.
13.
That beats a natural 1.
Yes.
As they immediately just start going after you. You planning your route, you know exactly what route you were taking, and you take them completely another way.
Opposite. I mean.
For those does anybody stay behind?
Yeah.
You see what is actual Rahun leave. All of a sudden you see the Rahun from the past turn the corner frantic. You can tell he's scared. He's frightened. He knows that he needs to get out, and he is running down. You see him pass you guys as he looks at you frightened, not knowing what side you're on, as he bolts for what is to be the gate.
So these were the people that I see. Oh, nice.
So all of a sudden you notice that you're free to either follow Rahun or try and meet back up with him.
Want to do a thing?
Oh,
I'm gonna shout out.
follow the path for Rahun.
I'm going to lead them to the forge.
I shout out, remember me, and then run after him.
You're also in another form.
Dang it! God damn it. Never mind. I want to follow him.
Never
'cause I wanna
forget
make
your
sure-
love.
Real Rahun or past Rahun?
Real.
Real.
I want to make sure he
Baltimore, are
gets
you following real or past?
That's
Past. You follow him. You go to the forge. What do you do at the forge?
out. Oh, what's
It's-
real?
It's empty.
That's perfect.
They turn the corner. Where is he?
Knowing, I go, who?
Rahun.
Oh, Rahun? Oh no, he's not here.
And they turn and they just start bolting. They're like, we'll deal with you later, as they just bolt. Baltimore, Huh?
I meant pass because I wanted to make sure he got out. The pass one.
Huh?
Pass Rahul.
Okay, she was thinking the real one was like
real
the
him.
one that you said was frightened.
No,
Oh,
no,
no, okay, yeah.
Yes.
So you go past Rahun. Okay.
Yes.
So you guys are following the past Rahun. You know that coming up with the gate needs to be opened. But you know Rahun doesn't have any allies in the gate. And it's steamed shut. You know that the gate is pretty a simple system. You take like a rune transport. You step on this rune and you transport up to the gate. It's up to you what you guys like, but you know that he's running to a gate that is seemingly closed. Again, you could wait to see if something happens or do something.
I'm gonna run up to it and open it for him.
Baltimore? You see
Oh,
her?
mister.
Huh?
Is there any guards at the gate?
You don't know. There, you step on like a ruined platform, and then the ruin like takes you up almost like an elevator to the actual top of the gate, where you would assume might be the gate, like the gate turn.
Yeah, so I guess I take the rune up to see if I can see any guards.
You both step onto the ruin. As you hear the sound start to move forward, you see Rahun. Now all of a sudden, he's slowing his pace. He knows that there's no way out. You finally get to the top. You see two guards standing there. They don't look like they seem to notice Rahun at all. They're just manning their posts.
We need to open the gate.
You say that?
Mm-hmm.
I have not received any orders.
We are getting an order right now.
And who are you?
It does not matter at the moment. There's a fugitive that is on their way under lock and chain that we need to put in the dungeons, and he's on his way. You need to open the gate for his entry.
Do you have papers?
Don't have time for that.
No papers, no gate.
Do you want to go get the papers? I'll wait here.
Ah, you can get the papers. We'll wait here.
Any help? Hello?
What?
Baltimore, she looks to you for help.
How many guards are here?
2.
Do it.
And we're up on like a platform?
Correct.
So I grab him.
So, is this a platform to where we're looking out into the distance?
No, like it's a platform where you have the mountain, the platform, and the gate is underneath you, and then you look like if you look to your left, it's wall. If you like the actual rock. If you look to your right, you see the city of the mountain of Iron Wall. And in front of you, you are standing on the gate that has 2 guards, which you can see like the gate opener. It's like, you know, that big round thing that uses like 2 pedals to just crank it up. Yeah.
Yeah. I just look at her and I say, what the hell, let's have some fun. And I just try to push him off the edge.
Okay. What do you do?
I'll throw a punch at the other one.
Sure. Okay. So Baltimore, make a strength check, and you go ahead and make an attack.
Ooh, that's not bad. That's not bad. That's a 21.
Yeah, 30.
30? Yeah, you hit him. Roll damage. Baltimore, you're just like, you know what? And then you go and you grab him by the back of his head, and you just chuck him over the side.
8.
8. All right. That was it. 8.
I rolled the D8. What do you want me to roll?
No, it's 1d4, and then add your stuff.
Oh.
So he gets chucked over the side. You, like your past faintly remembers. You scared. You're like backed up against the gate now. You know that there's no time. It's done. This is it. You start to almost, your present body, you in like this ultra form, all of a sudden starts feeling almost to dissolve, almost like your body is starting to fade,
Marty,
fading from
Marty.
existence.
We need to go back in time.
15.
15. Yeah, he like takes it and then he's like, and he just like whips out his sword and he goes to attack you. That's gonna be a 20 to hit. I don't think he hits you.
My past old self would be trying to lift this gate.
No avail though. I mean, in frantic, you know. Baltimore, you're up. You see her just like deck him, and then he goes to attack her, and she just kind of like knocks the sword away.
So I grab him and try to throw him over too.
Make a strength check.
Natural 20.
You grab him to a natural 1. You grab him, you check, and now this body just like literally right in front of you.
I'm trying to like just throw this gate up now.
Yeah, you guys start moving the gate.
Yeah.
I need both of you to make strength checks. Go ahead and make it with advantage. Your past self. All of a sudden, these memories are starting to like pop in your head. As this is probably not something that is supposed to be happening, but now all of a sudden you see the guards taking to the city, to the actual wall. As you can tell, they're out there, but now they have visual contact on you on that gate.
33.
33. Baltimore.
15.
15.
Yeah, well, she's got it covered over here.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Whatever.
I find all the black powder that's in the forge.
So the way I did the DC on this is I added both of yours together and then subtracted it by, I took essentially the mid number between you guys, which the DC on it was 20, which you do pass. As you guys start cranking, the gate starts to lift. You know at this point it's not quite near there. As now the guards start to come. You see the people on top cranking the gate as you guys start passing the street. As now more guards are slowly enclosing on Rahun.
I start gathering all the black powder that's in the forge and piling it into one small group around the furnace and the forge itself. And I'm going to make a little trail outside to the room, and I'm going to use flint and steel, and I'm going to light that bitch.
To which room?
Just like to the front door of it,
Okay.
so I can get
You're
out.
lighting
when it's
the whole forge.
Mm-hmm. So yeah.
You
Black powder in one area, leave a little trail that's at the front door, so when I light it, I can just close that door and run.
the fire takes to the actual forge. You bolt. You take. You get a couple rounds out, a couple 100 feet, as you know it hits the main powder line. As it kind of hurts. This was your forge. This was your home away from home. You yourself just blew it up.
I think the only thing that I'm thinking about right now is better that I did it than somebody else.
You guys, Rahun I need you to make a dexterity saving throw, as your pass is actually going to try and get underneath that gate. I need both of you to make strength saving throws, as you could indeed fail and squash Rahun.
Dexterity saving.
Do we have advantage because still?
Yes. Yep.
Dexterity saving throw. 17.
34.
Natural 20 again.
Yes, Baltimore.
As
You're
you-
my dog.
As you drop to the ground, you go in for the roll, and as you go in for the roll, you literally just see the gate just lift another 5 feet, and you're just like, I didn't need to roll. As you go in, and now you're there, and you're out. You start running.
Oh, yeah, pick myself up.
But
Sorry.
you also start to see that the gate keeps opening up.
When I see him get under.
You don't see him go under.
My frantic ass is still running.
All right, you
I'm
keep
like-
running. You see that the guards are getting closer.
Give him 2 more seconds.
My
You guys take another.
my real self would now be heading towards the gate as well?
Oh, it's just flooded with guards. Like, guards are running to the mouth of the gate.
Whenever I see the gate in sight, I'll make a perception check. Do I see them?
Yeah, you see him.
I just yell out, "Drop the gate!"
Drop it.
So I just let go.
You drop the gate and you just... as the gate shuts, actually on a couple of the iron walls.
I cringe for a second. I'm like,
You're past, another memory pops up. You see 2 dwarves made it out. They're on your tail, hot. You eventually get away as all of a sudden your body starts to retake form. Atreya, you're in your house. You notice the crossbow is off the wall.
Mm-hmm. Did I roll a stealth before? I don't think I
You did.
Okay, I did.
It's okay, it's not needed. You instinctually go to find your family.
Yeah.
As you're going up the stairs, your holy symbol starts to get brighter and brighter and brighter. And you know that something here, you don't know what, is bad or good from your god. You go to open the doorknob. As you go to open the door, it just leads into a forest. You're here in a forest, you don't know why, but you see the stag. Just kind of comes across your vision. I have sent you here. You must know more of the past that is provided. Go. As you all of a sudden look around, there's no more door. You're in the forest. That's it. You're in the forest.
Yeah.
However, you see a kid run by you. In the distance, but running through the forest, frantically sweating. You can tell it's night. The other 3, Baltimore, Rahun, sorry, one more time.
Miradora.
Neodora.
Neodor?
Meadora.
Miradora.
You guys finally coming to see what happened of Rahun. Baltimore, holding the stone, you can't help but think about some of your past. Because all of a sudden the stone takes bright again. All of you guys see a bright blue light. You're now in the forest. You look over, you see Atreya.
Atreya, what are you doing here?
Rahum?
Am I a normal self now?
Yeah,
Do
all
I
of you are
see-
normal form.
Do I see the other dwarf? I go over there and I just plant a big kiss on her.
Aww. I don't
I
know.
like swoon a little bit.
Oh my
That's how man you've been waiting for him.
So I see Raccoon do this, and I just look at Atreya and I walk over to her and I put my hands on her face like I'm gonna give her a kiss.
Do you really?
Okay, this is Baltimore, so I'm going to say, what's going on?
He's like,
Denied.
As I'm holding her face, I just want to be like, you are witness today before I bring these 2 into holy matrimony.
Still just laying a big kiss on her. I just like give Baltimore the middle finger and stuff.
Oh my
Baltimore, as you go to say that and you go to look back at them, you see your former self running. Your kid form running through the forest. Things just got real serious for you, as you know this time. This is when you were running, when somebody was after you. The 2 wizards that you knew stayed behind to defend you from whatever it is that you were running from. You don't know what. You were just running over and over, just running through the night. But you know this time as well. You know that a pack of wolves is following you.
So, in the moment of the seriousness, as immediately I stop, I immediately start dashing.
So now all of a sudden he looks back. He like has this expression and then goes grim. As he just bolts and he starts running after this kid.
And I pull out
Do I
my
notice
sword
this, even
and
though
my
like
shield.
I'm like kissing her and stuff. Do I kinda,
You hear Baltimore just take off.
Okay,
I
so-
stop kissing her for a second and I look and see her run and I'm like,
Atreya, make a history check with advantage.
History check with advantage.
I give her a little slap on the ass and a wink, and then I just keep right after
Oh
Baltimore.
my god.
Really? After that, we're.
She's like,
Okay.
we used to do it to the floor sometime. Right here.
You're kissing me, and now. Okay, fine. And start running after them too.
What did you get?
A 3 and an 8, but hold on. 8 plus 3, and I'm proficient in it.
All you need is an
so
11. What did you get?
I got 14.
That works. You know this forest. It's where you used to live.
Okay, so Baltimore was like right next to me when that
Yeah,
happened.
he bolts.
Yeah.
He's gone.
And I had saw that kid run before, so like all that I know where I'm at, like I go after him too because I know exactly what's going on, and I just look back around him and say, well, he's already running, so
Yeah.
I'm like, this isn't good.
Bolt. Bolt.
Bolting
Bolt.
after the.
So you see this kid, and Baltimore, just, you're tracking your timelines. You're like, I know this, I know this, I know this, I know this. A couple minutes later, you start hearing another pack of something. You all don't know. Baltimore knows it to be wolves. Furiously frantic. You hear the trees cracking, brushes just being rustled. As you hear throughout the night.
So is Baltimore, are you still running, or did you stop, or like what's?
Oh, I'm gone.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, you guys being older, you guys are starting to gain on this kid. You know, the kid doesn't look back once. Just face forward, run.
We are ourselves. Are we like that?
You trying to look around, you notice that everybody's themselves except for Baltimore.
We're not. Are we transparent at all like we were?
As far as you guys know, you guys are just going.
I'm gonna try and locate the wolves as we're running. See if I
Sure.
can't see them around us.
There you go. Make an investigation check.
11.
11.
And are we in the forest, or are we more towards my outskirts town?
You're in the forest
In
currently.
the forest, okay. But I know where we're at. Okay. Are we kind of approaching near the town? Because like I'm listening around for the drums. Like,
You know that in where you're at currently in the forest, it's not happening right now.
okay.
You know
Because I
that
don't know what time it is, but
you don't
I'm
know
just
if it's even
worried
this
about
day.
that. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm just worried.
you don't
about
hear
that.
anything,
That's what
but
I'm
you know
worried
that your place is somewhere else.
about. Okay.
Um,
Okay. Because that's in the back of my mind. That's what I'm worried about.
So as you guys are running, picking up on this kid, you all of a sudden start seeing more of the wolves.
Okay, yeah, so I see.
Also, you see another wolf, massive in size, 3 times the size of all the other wolves. You can tell he's picking up, eyes shot red. Not even like, it almost as if this is not actual wolf. This is another entity of some sort, but it leads a pack of wolves. Just taking off after this kid. Baltimore, as you're gaining, you know that he's only probably about another 30 feet in front of you. You can see yourself running through. You notice that your body also starts getting tense up. Your body starts to take formation as now you can feel more of the earth beneath you. And you notice that one of the wolves has actually gone to try and flank you, or your former self. You know that it's going to go for the pounce. What do you do? Do you wait to see what happens, or do you try and do something? You're the closest one to do something if you were to do something.
I dash as hard as I absolutely can to try to tackle the wolf.
Make a dexterity saving throw.
I'm gonna attack one of the nearest wolves that I can see.
Oh, sorry. Make a dexterity check. I'm sorry.
How many wolves are there?
You don't know.
We don't know.
You can see.
How many can I see?
I'm attacking the
You can see
closest
probably about
one.
7 to 8.
Uh-huh.
Attacking the closest one I see.
Sure. What'd you get?
I'm still looking at Baltimore on the boy. I'm not doing anything yet.
I mean, if you're looking at whatever demeanor that I might have at this point, I am probably crying along with my entire body being like red, like my facial features, not my armor.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm grabbing
You can
my
tell
axe
that this
and
is
swinging.
an important moment for Baltimore. This is something for him.
I'm swinging at the nearest wolf.
Swing at the nearest wolf. What are you doing?
I'm still waiting. I'm just gonna keep my
You're just
eyes
keeping your eyes.
just in case anything gets near them, I can help
Sure.
protect them.
Baltimore, what are you gonna do?
Um,
What'd you get? Sorry, what'd you roll?
16.
16. As you're running, you see the wolf, all the muscles tense up, coming up upon this rock. The former you passes it. You know this is a chance. It lunges. You take everything you possibly can and just jump forward as you find purchase on the fur, slamming it to the ground before it hits you. Your former self, you know that you never looked back, not once, but you heard the whimper of the wolf being thrown down to the ground. As it hits the ground, it evaporates. You see yourself still running. At this point, you know you're coming up to the cliffs. Or what looks to be a cliff at the time that you were there.
So wait, hold on. So I grab something and I sling it to the ground and it evaporates in my hand.
Correct. You guys both take hits. What do you guys do? What did you roll?
Oh, we take it?
Yeah, you guys attack the nearest
Oh,
wolf,
yeah.
right?
I didn't know if that was actually.
No, you're good.
$32.
17.
17. You both hit. It doesn't matter about damage.
Okay.
You guys go to hit. However, you see another one come up. Woo!
Attack. Another
Keep
one.
attacking.
You just keep going. You're seeing multiple of these wolves just popping in and out.
I'm more worried about the boy. Like I'm like aware of the wolves,
Yeah.
and, you know, but I
You see Baltimore literally just take one from the ground, still looking at, almost like half on the floor, half
Yeah.
up, still trying to go after the boy, following him as well.
I pick up a stick and I say, "Expecto Patronus."
yeah, I'm worried about the boy, like, cause
A blue light flashes before the A bumblebee. No.
you know it's funny because I just saw a stag, you know, and Harry Potter.
Oh,
yeah, it's Patronus is a stag.
So,
Pearls.
Mine's like a ferret of some sort.
Baltimore, you see your former self stop. You know that you're at the cliffs.
And I know where we're at though too, right?
You know that where he was heading, that there is somewhere, not like a massive cliff, but there's like a river that runs right through, like the forest.
Okay. Okay. Well, see, I'm looking to see where, because am I past Baltimore now? Because
No,
or
I would
am
say,
I closer to him now?
he was,
Because he was
he
ahead
is
of
doing
me.
everything in his power to keep
Yeah.
up with this kid.
Okay.
So I would say that you're probably right with him, maybe
Okay.
a little bit behind, because
Okay.
his adrenaline's pumping,
Yeah.
more
And he
so
was
than
ahead
yours.
of me a little bit before too. So.
Because he,
okay.
like, in the back of his mind, he knows what's at stake.
Yeah.
So you get to the cliffs, or you see the boy stop. He takes a minute. He hesitates. Baltimore, you see your physical form go again once more. You're free to stop him or do something if you wish. Time starts to tick down. Almost in slow motion, you see him go to lean forward. You know that this is a crucial point. He's about to go take a dip into this river.
I can still see him, right?
Yeah, you still see him.
I just fall to my knees and just start crying.
At this point, you just see Baltimore just drop. You could hear.
But like, I'm still watching him.
Yeah, you can hear the sobbing
So I approach.
as the kid goes off.
Okay, so even though he's sobbing, like I'm gonna see if I can try to catch. Well, I guess I know there's a river, but
You're
still.
too far.
Even
Even if I try.
Even if you tried, you
Too
couldn't
far.
get there.
if I click my boots of haste right now, could I reach the kid?
Quite possibly.
I click my boots of haste and I go diving for that kid. I mean, like full on, like I'll grasp
go.
him in my arms
So-
and fall into that water with him if I have to.
You run up. You see him go face forward. You know that you were at the same point that you were at. Life is done. You go to grab. You phase. You get the feeling that maybe this was not your time, but maybe somebody else's, and allowed the kid to fall forward. You being at the cliff, you see the kid hit the waves. You actually see his head hit a rock, and you see it just float down.
I just like leaning off the edge, arm out, and just like to pick myself back
You
up.
also finally getting to the edge. You see the limp body of the kid going down the river.
I just look at Rahim, but I don't say anything. And then I look back to Baltimore, and I just walk over to him, and I don't say anything, but I kneel next to him, and I just offer him silence.
You guys all sit there in silence for just a little bit, trying to make sense of what just happened. The wolf's no longer there. Baltimore still sobs. You can tell that this was a feeling for him that was pretty hard. You not really knowing what's going on, you even get the sense that this was really a hot moment for everybody. You kind of give everybody their space. You want to make sure that the group that you kind of fell upon, is not tampered. Rahun, what do you do?
I'm gonna grab the time stone out of Baltimore's hand.
Well, it's not in his hand. It's probably like in his pouch.
I ask Baltimore for the time stone.
Just toss it at him.
I grab it, hand it to Atreya.
And I look at his hand, and I take what he gives me, but I look up to him. What is this?
Just think about home.
And I'm already in the forest that I recognize, so that's easy for me. And I immediately think of the house that I grew up in, and that's my home. Just put it in my pocket.
No changes. Nothing.
I just put it in my pocket, and I'm just kind of just being there in the moment and kind of waiting on Baltimore because he seems to be the one that's hurting.
Some more time kind of goes by. And you make a perception check with advantage. Six. It takes you some time. Multiple minutes go by. But in the distance, you begin hearing. As the drums, you start hearing the drums. This is the same night. Stone hasn't blinked or anything.
So
As you
am I?
know-
So am I realizing that it's the same night that I was worried about before?
As you guys are sitting there, you notice that both Baltimore and Atreya are kneeling, both kind of consoling each other in a weird way, but consoling nonetheless. The formations change. Baltimore goes back to Baltimore. Atreya now takes a new form, another elf.
I stand up and I look over at Rahum because he handed me the stone, and I don't know what's going on, but I know where we are and I know what time it is. And those drums are the same drums I heard the night my sister was murdered. I need to go back to my house. I need to find my
Lead the
house.
way.
So I start walking. I look at you. I don't even know who you are, but I'm
You
okay
start-
with it.
You
I'm
start
like,
running.
I'm okay with it, but
you start
I'm
running
yeah,
to
I'm
your
gone.
to your cabin, if you will.
Yeah.
As you're running, you notice that the trees themselves actually start reducing in age. Like time is starting to go backwards.
My thought is, I want to try to see if I can save my sister somehow.
You're slowly getting there. You're slowly getting there. You notice that you get the feeling that you're no longer in Baltimore's timeline. That even though the stone didn't flash, you indeed went back to your time.
Okay.
So it's safe to assume that you're no longer in Baltimore's backstory. You're in yours now.
Okay.
Like the times have changed.
Mhm.
You finally get to your cabin, but it's almost too late. It looks like. You get the feeling that at this time you're still in the room. You're still with your sister. You're still with Lana, trying to figure out what's going on. As you hear the screams of your mom once again, but not this time, not in the room. You're actually on the forest edge. You begin to look out as orcs pulling your mom out from the house by the hair. You notice that she's pregnant. Not big, but she was small. You get the feeling that she was indeed actually carrying another child. You see the orc completely just drag her away, too far away for you to do anything. Even though your mom's being pulled away, you know that you get your mom later.
Yeah.
So your immediate thought is, I need to save Lana.
Mhm.
As you finally get into this area where you go to move forward, and all of a sudden you see your sister being pulled out. You know you're about to come out with the crossbow.
Mhm.
You're still on the forest edge, but you feel your physical form being taken again. You see some other orcs starting to come out from the forest, because you know in your previous time you shot a couple before you actually got to Lana.
Mhm.
You're free to do something or let it wait.
I'm definitely not gonna let it wait because I know exactly who is about to kill my sister. So I'm rushing that way because he's facing my old self. So I want to somehow come behind him, and I'm gonna try to shoot him in the head.
Do we have physical form as well?
Yes.
I start
Can we
looting.
see,
Yes.
see
Hey
every,
guys, I got something. What was that, Baltimore? I'm sorry.
can we see everything that's happening?
Yeah, you see all this.
So I see Atreya like start to move and pull out her crossbow. I just want to grab my sword and shield and let out the loudest like yell battle cry that I can and just charge out.
So you go to charge out. You all are just starting to make this move against this orc. At one point, you guys all get encountered by certain orcs. As you guys are making your way out of the forest, some orcs come around, and take you all individually. You, still being, for the purposes of this, I won't say that there's a battle, but you guys do end up winning. There's not really a high DC for them to hit. But you have no orc. You were going straight for that orc.
Yeah.
You see Lana still almost not. She's there. She's alive.
Mhm.
She turns. She locks eyes with you. And for a brief second, you see hope in Lana's eyes.
Mhm.
And you get this feeling, and a voice kind of comes to you. It's Lana's voice. Your sister. You audibly hear it in your head.
Mhm.
This is where I must die. You have to let me go, sister. Let me go. And the Lana that's in the arms, looking at you, almost knows it. Looks at your eyes and almost sees you. Not as like what you're being performed, but what you actually are, her sister. As you see the knife come out, stab your sister, you hear the released bolt. The one that you know quite well. You think about it all the time. your phase, your body starts to phase again. You see the performances, that everything that you kind of live through day to day. But somewhere in all of it, you find a small bit of peace, knowing that even though your sister's passed, and there was this opportunity, it almost gives you like a sense of not accomplishment, but peace. That, your sister is still with you. That your sister is there with you in some way, shape, or form. That she is okay with the outcome of what happened. You hear Lana's voice again. Go save our brother.
Okay, so, then I go and follow my mom.
You bolt. The ones that are fighting with the orcs, you kill them easily. You see Atreya bolting across.
And I'm gonna look back one more time. I'm gonna look back
You see
at
the
me
pickup
and
of
my
the icon,
sister,
of the symbol.
and then kind of let it go. And head for my mom.
Okay. So you guys start heading to the. Did you guys follow?
Yeah,
Yes,
and
but
as I'm following, I'm still just like trying to yell, just trying to draw as much attention as I absolutely can to me.
I am, but I'm like taking my time as I'm trying to take out as many orcs as I can before. Like,
You're
I'm
as you're going, you guys do end up phasing. Your body ends up phasing back into that time state.
We're killing.
Kill as many as you can.
I'm trying.
You
As many as I fucking can.
you go deeper and deeper into this forest, and then you come to a massive clearing. It looks to be what is a small city, a small town. You look around, all of your forms are changed. You hear another cry, your mom. As now, coming upon the city, you see her literally just being thrown out. Blood, sweat, tears. She goes to make her way back into the forest, but you notice that she no longer has the bump of the child that's there. But you don't see any incision, you don't see any type of blood gash or any type of, cut or bleeding or any sort. You may see it on the face, but you don't see it in her. You see her body go lifeless. This is that time that you remember when you actually met back up with her, where everything was blank. Like all life has been sucked out of her body. You get the feeling that this is actually why she was like that. Not only did she get pulled and taken away and lost a daughter, but she lost something much more, a new child. You guys are free to roam as your bodies take shape. Not being able to attack anything yet, but being able to move and talk amongst yourselves.
So, I guess I'm gonna turn towards them and just kind of let them know what's going on. And
What do you say to them?
that was my house, and that was my sister that just died, and over there that's my mother, or part of who my mother is now, but she was pregnant. It looked like she was pregnant, and I heard this voice saying, "Go find my brother." So I need to move on. I need to search this place, and I need to try to find a baby or some sort of child somewhere. So I don't even understand what's going on, but I need to try to find my brother. Like, I know he's here, and this is why I was brought back.
Investigation.
Sure. Baltimore, make a history check.
Well, let's search.
15.
the more and more you think about this in your studies, you actually begin to realize this town. This is where you grew up. You know these people. You've seen them before. They've taught you before, and maybe in a younger form. And the more and more you think about it, this is the night of the Delos Chromato, where the fraction of the second in time when the moon, the Chimera star, the Telator star, and the Micron star are all in alignment.
So I'm like, I said what I had to say. Like, I'm looking for my brother. So like,
What's
I
my
don't know,
what are surroundings right now? Does it look like we
Um,
are just in a forest, or does it look like
It's
we are
it's
in
like an
some
actual place. It's like an
Yeah.
actual thing.
Okay. Is there like a table or anything? What is what the mother propped up on?
because like, when she was found, like it was like sort of like an orc sort of like area, you know, like their sort of meeting place.
So
or
it's like
whatever.
a camp.
It was like,
Campsite.
You don't know where she went after that.
yeah. So I don't know where she went after that, but that's where like she was like found or something. So
I'm gonna start looking into like tents, whatever's.
You start looking around, you notice that it's kind of not as populated as you would expect a community like this to be.
I'm listening.
recognizing what this place is, I start rushing to my quarters, I guess.
I start chugging my ale.
Miss. You see him take off.
I want the cup with you, man.
I do. I still have all more stuff.
Oh, you do? Okay. So I'm just like listening for babies cry or people talking, or I'm like searching for people or any sign of life. Like I'm looking in baskets or in cloths or like anything. I'm looking anywhere, a hole in the ground. Like I'm just searching. So is there like tents, tables? It's like when you say community, like what do you mean? Like
It's like a community. It's like, I want to make sure I get this right. It's kind of like a society, but it's
could be it's
it definitely has like almost like a wizard tower in the middle, but it has a sense like there's houses. There's like
Okay.
the basic houses.
It's like a town square.
Yeah, but on this night, it's a very, very specific night. The night, the night is darker than usual. There's lightning in the sky.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I look up into the sky. What do I see?
It begins to like just start pouring, almost like you hear it coming, like the and then it just like in Florida how it just like comes down on you. Yeah, it's literally like that.
All right, cool. Well, then, I'm gonna
And you
start
hear
heading.
thunder and lightning.
It's gonna get hard to hear, baby.
All of a sudden, you guys start hearing Talu, Mala, Reksha, Mo, Ku, Reko, Melesh, Tull.
Investigation check to see
looking
where it's
around,
coming
yeah.
You guys see it. It's like almost like a congregation of people all getting together in almost like 4 different circles. Baltimore, upon going to your quarters, or what you thought was your quarters, is not actually your quarters. It's somebody else's.
So I start. Do I hear the chanting also?
Yes.
I start heading towards the chanting.
from. I go over to one of the groups of people. And I start walking up.
You guys start going up. You see there's 4 babies.
Oh shit.
Very small. 4 of them. Each have their own drawn blood circle. Candles, ritual items, massive totems and books spread throughout. You can tell that there's 6 main individuals leading this this pact, this ritual, if you will. You hear again Lana's voice. Last one on the right.
So I go like,
You turn all the way to the right. You see the littlest baby of them all. Straight blood all over, umbilical cord still attached. The other ones are new, but they're not like this one.
yeah.
It's just more and more as all of a sudden the engravings on their bodies start to light up. Red, dark red, blood red, almost to a black. As you can see that there's this ritual being this ritual being done.
Well, I'm going for my brother. Like I don't care about any ritual.
You
I'm trying to push
go
people out of
over,
the way, and I go to
you're
grab my
phasing through
brother.
people. You
Yeah.
get right in front of them. You go to pick them up. You try and pick them up frantically. You just keep phasing.
Do I see her doing this?
Yeah.
I go over to her and I stop her.
The baby starts crying.
Why are you stopping me? That's my brother.
I just shake my head and don't say anything.
The ritual continues.
I'm still trying.
This one, the one on the left, on the far left, lights up blue, a dark blue. The one second to the left gets a dark purple. The one right next to the baby goes gold. When it comes to this one, you get the ambiance is getting louder and louder as people keep chanting this.
I'm gonna just like start yelling.
You start
'Cause
yelling.
I'm
You're
so frustrated.
frustrated. You see your brother on the floor, helpless, crying. It finally gets to this one, and it goes red. Like it goes like a dark red. But the circle starts to encase the baby as it stops halfway. All of a sudden, you notice that there's a dark green that starts on the other side, pulling itself. All of a sudden, you see these colors starting to have like this battle between this baby. Everybody around you is chanting, but all of a sudden, you can tell people are getting scared. People don't know what's going on. This is something new to them. The one that's main, the head guy, puts his hands up as everybody goes dead silent. Baby's still crying. The color's still battling it out. Does anybody know Abyssal besides Baltimore?
I know.
You hear Baltimore for the first time in Abyssal, obviously, that it gets landed down as he brings his hand forward and he says, "The two shall take sanctity." As he puts his hand on the end of the circle, as the green and the red almost blend and they become twisted and turned. And the lights dim very fast, actually. They go down. You see the baby still crying, each one crying. But the baby, your brother, still crying, goes silent. And everyone hears a loud roar, like two of them, massively, that just fills the air. Baltimore, even in this roar, you hear very faintly in the background, "I will not be here." And the light goes dim. Your brother goes quiet, silent, no longer crying, just there, not even sucking his thumb. Each and everyone takes a baby, or goes around one of the babies, says like some kind of prayer, if you will, and then takes them away.
I don't understand anything they're saying.
You
So whoever's going to take my brother, like I'm like trying to memorize every detail of that person's face, their hands.
You follow them. You follow
Yeah.
them. You see they wash the baby. They cut the umbilical cord. They start cleansing the baby. They start clothing the baby. You see one of the mothers start, holding the baby, almost to nurture it. Who has the time stone currently? You do, right?
Yeah, that's my okay.
It starts to glow again. Both now your holy symbol, Baltimore's holy symbol, start lighting up. You have emerald stone or no?
Cass has emeralds.
Okay.
I have the bear totem.
Sorry, bro. As there's another immediate flash. You guys are taken to some kind of place. You see an opening. I want to say it's a cave. Hold on, let me check my notes.
Excuse me.
It's like a massive rock. Baltimore, you also know this area. This is where you first met Marlesh. You see the rock as you guys come in. The rock is starting to move back into place.
History check on what type of rock it is.
Sure, go ahead, make a rock. Yeah,
I
go
got
for
an
it.
advantage on it too.
So I'm taking in my surroundings, and I'm looking for exits. Is that like our only way out? 'Cause
Almost the rock pulls you back again. You're in a different time.
Natural 20.
You were pulled from that area.
Okay, I'm so excited about that.
Natural 20.
Natural
I
20.
know what
We
this
know.
rock is.
You go into the rock and you look at it. You're like, yes, I am one with the
I
rock.
embrace this rock.
You love this rock so hard, and you're like, I know that this is like some granite.
Some good,
Granite,
fine
damn.
ass
Some
granite.
good, fine granite. However, there's traces of what seems to be a meteor rock
Ooh.
within the granite, intertwined.
Is there any like small pieces of it like broken off on the ground next to it or anything like that?
No.
No.
It's like tightly packed into the granite.
Perfect,
Like
yeah.
somebody without your professional like knowledge. Like if they were to go to the rock and be like, this is granite, they could chip off some of it and be like, this is granite. They could literally analyze it and be granite. But because you know your rocks so well,
So well.
you bathe with your rocks.
I do. I really
For
do.
the first time, you're like, this is not.
Just granite.
This is granite. This is not just granite.
There's some notes here.
There's not.
I just turned
You're
back.
like, yeah.
I turned back to everybody else in the group and I'm like, this is an alien rock.
This is an alien
I
rock.
just got them.
This is not from this world.
You
Are we
guys-
still in a?
Do I know that much at least for my natural?
We're not in
Like, I know
physical
this
form
is
right
not
now, right?
from, like,
No,
here.
you guys are not in physical form. You guys are actually in.
We're standing outside the rock.
Correct.
Would I know though from my natural 20 that this is not from
That's all right.
here? This is like
No,
Yeah.
you can.
You can tell that it's been there
Give me my
for.
zone.
a
It's,
while.
it's been there for
Okay.
like before you can even count rocks.
yeah, but it's
Um,
definitely not from here.
And you can tell that maybe like somebody this was actually like granite was infused in this or something out of this world.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm
I
sorry.
thought you were doing it on purpose.
Something-
I was like, somebody touched
Something
my
out of
butt.
this world made this rock.
Okay.
I grab
Yeah,
a
this is
tray
an alien
in
rock.
my hand and I go through the rock and start running down the pathway.
He takes your hand and you start running. You let him.
Yeah, I go with
You
them.
go. You just phase right through the rock. You go through the rock. You go through the rock.
Oh yeah.
I'm like looking around the whole time. I'm trying to like take.
I just
in,
like I
where
give the
I'm
rock
at.
like a little like rub real quick, and I'm like.
So
"Be gentle."
are we underground? Is this a tunnel? Like, am I inside of a mountain?
No, it's a tunnel.
It's a tunnel. Okay. And it's dark. It's black. Do I just feel Baltimore's hand? Are there torches?
You can
With
tell that
light.
this.
Alien rock.
You can tell that there's like a It's all rock. It's all like a big rock tunnel.
I know. I'm saying, but can I see any of this? Like, this is black. Because if we're like.
Oh yeah. You guys all see it. Fine.
Oh, okay.
Like this is otherworldly. You see this.
I'm otherworldly.
Deliberately.
Okay. But, like,
You guys finally come up to what seems like a golden gate. As you see these two individuals go in and close the gate behind them. You're there in front of the gate. You're free to do what you wish.
I continue to drag her through the gate.
No, I'm just going with Baltimore.
I'm perception, investigation. I'm looking all around. Where the hell are we?
Actually, when we get up to the gate, I turn and still not saying anything. I look back at Rahun
Sorry.
and oh my gosh.
You guys are free to talk. You guys can talk to one another.
I don't say anything. I look at both of them and I just put my hand up to try to signal to wait, and I grab Atreya and go through the gate.
All right. I just plop down next to the gate.
I'll cuddle up next to him. just like, I don't even know what's going on. So
I don't even know what's going on.
Yeah. So kind of just like look at him just to be like,
I'm just like,
yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't know. I don't even know what I'm looking for, but I'm just
I don't
like,
even know this girl right
So
here.
you guys stay, right?
Yeah.
So you guys go in. You notice that it's a pretty dark room, but there's a statue. A statue you've never seen before. Baltimore, you know it's the statue of Marlesh. You hear this other individual. Baltimore, I have found you as a child and witnessed you become an adult. The scared boy I saw that day is long ago, and I pray that you never go searching for that boy ever again. You're having just memory flashbacks of all this. The man points over to the statue and he says, "This is the god of Marlesh. He's a very ancient god that is unbeknownst to the world. The name of this god brought no memories to Baltimore, none whatsoever. You still are just intaking all of this."
Can I hear it too? Or
Yeah, you hear that.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
okay.
There was a great battle over 1,000 years ago amongst the gods between the forces and goods of evil, and the gods knew that Marlesh was one of the strongest gods of all time, having many followers as well. He is the god of balance between good and evil. This is why Marlesh refused to pick a side. As Mortem continued to speak, you could tell that he has like a stern facial expression. You know that everything he's saying is true. Marlesh's decision to not pick a side and angered the other gods on both sides. As a result, the gods band together and joined an alliance to remove Marlesh from his position. Unfortunately, their alliance was a success, and the success costed the lives of hundreds of thousands. Hundreds of thousands. The god slaughtered all of his followers, all of which they could find. After that, they took their advancements onto Marlesh himself. After Marlesh was defeated, the gods chained him to a solitude place where he still presides today. At this moment, the ones that are phased, on the right side, which is all rock, almost presses in. And almost another room opens up. A massive chain rises as it almost looks to be like a big chain jail cell. Massive in size. Like if you were to look at it, it's just probably about 500 feet up, 1,000 across. It's just massive.
Okay.
As you look inside, and there's a dim light that kind of brings up this, and you see just a massive body, just there, chains all inside of his body, just there, just tethered to all these chains, tied up to what you don't know. You can't see what he's being chained to. He looks up. For the first time, you actually see the iris of a god. Gold, yet very metallic. He doesn't look at you, but he's looking at Baltimore. My son, you have made it known to another god that I live now. I hope you made the right decision. As it continues, it kind of phases back out. You now are looking at the person in front of you. As he goes to request, will you follow this God and take the knowledge that has been passed down to me and you to share across the land and hopefully bring Marlesh back to his rightful place in power amongst the gods? You see this individual say yes. He picks up certain of the items. You see now everything starts to get blurry as the other two start to make their way out. You're free to do what you wish.
So there's two people there?
There's two people there.
And then one of them said yes, and then did the other one say nothing?
That was it. That's all you heard.
Okay.
So you can tell that one of them, the one that was leading it, said to the other gentleman, take up arms amongst Mortem. Make an intelligence check.
Against Mordom?
No, just you.
Okay. No, I meant the thing that you're saying.
No, I'm arm wrestling you.
Arm wrestling? Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Strength check.
9.
20.
Make it with advantage, because
Okay.
I'll say you have advantage in the
I know.
situation. Go ahead.
35.
20.
35.
She's like, all right.
Yeah, that's a 6. That's a 6.
Again.
That was a 6, so 9 is still my still my eyes.
You get the feeling that this may be an older version of
25.
your brother.
What'd you get?
But it also
24.
begs the question
Yes.
of Marlesh, which I don't think you've heard that, but you almost get the feeling that his features. Make an investigation check.
Okay.
What'd you guys get?
25. He got 24.
I got a 24.
You guys, she just.
Okay. I've been going so low. That's a 3.
3?
I can't roll anything today.
It's okay.
Just give me the answers I need
It happens.
to make this
It's
successful.
just the way the dice rolls, man. I can't.
I want to be successful.
They go and
We all
they
want to be successful.
they
but-
open up the gate again.
Okay.
This time passing, almost phasing right through you. They open the gate. Now you two can see these two individuals inside.
So one of them looks like an older version of Baltimore.
I'm still
to me.
trying to arm wrestle her.
Oh, what's that?
Or my brother, an older version of my brother.
I know.
Roll again?
Roll, are you guys rolling again or
So
no?
Baltimore's not my brother?
Roll again?
Are you rolling again? Yes or no?
For arm wrestling, sure.
Yes.
No, I didn't win. I can tell you that right now.
All right. So you guys, she like just completely demolished you. You're just frustrated. You're like,
Every time my pride gets hurt,
And
like,
you
a
look-
little more.
you look over at Baltimore and you're just like, dude. And then you like you just have one of those faces like, I can't deal with this anymore.
I
and-
think I love her.
Make a intelligence check.
10. No added modifiers because I'm not that smart.
DC on that was actually 9. Being up close, you get the feeling that this was actually the dude that betrayed you. Standing right before you. The guy on the cliff is right here.
I get up and I start walking towards him.
Get up and you walk toward him.
I'm gonna get up and follow him.
Axe in hand, tense. Not in a swinging position, but I get as close as I can to him.
Make another intelligence check.
Do I get any advantage?
No?
4.
4? You have no idea who the other person is.
Awesome.
Doesn't look familiar to you at all.
Cool.
And
I
this
go
is
to
the
one
other
that-
guy,
I go to the
not
one
my
that
brother.
does look familiar.
You're the one that does look familiar.
Is it the one that I think that looks like my brother? Is the one that has portrayed him?
No.
Thank goodness.
So you get up to him. You're like,
But is it somebody that I haven't met?
no, you never met him.
Not the guy that
You have no idea who these people are.
Okay.
You just know that one looks familiar and the other one doesn't.
Okay. So yeah, I get up close to him. Does he like acknowledge me or recognize me, or does it seem like he can see me?
He's just like zoned out. He doesn't even
I just study as much as the facial detail as I can.
Okay, make a intelligence check. See how well you can study.
Can I?
1, you are like looking, but you are so mad. You were just like, as he's
I
like
just
walking.
I look over at her and I'm just like, hit me. Just hit me one time.
Alright, and I'll punch him.
You dead. And you're just, yeah.
Alright, I try and study his face against now with a clearer mind.
Sorry.
Can I see
Nah.
that he's so
Yeah,
interested in
natural
this
one,
guy?
man.
Can I study him as well?
No. He took point on that. And that's what happened.
Dang it.
So you finally he gets out. But as he's walking out, you notice that a light goes off. He's no longer there. He's gone.
What about the other person? Can I study that person?
Yeah, go ahead, study that person.
Yeah, do it.
Make an intelligence check.
11.
Who were you in the cave of telling his name? Everything.
Baltimore, upon this, you have the memories that you don't ever remember him walking out. you remember him. You remember him actually flashing in the actual room and being gone. However, you get this feeling that though he left you there, does not necessarily mean he's actually left you. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And that, in sense, to everybody else, he's there. But to Baltimore, like actual Baltimore, he wasn't actually there. He was a version or a divine nature that walks with him down this tunnel. Now, nobody here knows that that is Baltimore. So do not use that in game or I will have repercussions for you.
Hey, Baltimore, is that you?
I mean, that's very important.
Okay, so the guy that I think I recognize is Baltimore, but
The guy, you think you recognize him, you don't know.
I don't know.
Like,
I don't know.
you
But
didn't
that's
make an eye.
Baltimore. That's what you're saying right now.
I'm saying
but
to
he's
Baltimore,
saying-
you just
Okay,
delete it.
I know, but I need
You
to.
just delete?
I know. I need to know that so I can delete it. Does that make sense?
Yes,
I need
yes,
to understand
that
it
is
so
that
I
is
can
that
use
is
it.
Baltimore and his younger self and stuff like that.
Yes,
But your character doesn't actually know that's Baltimore because you've never seen him this young before.
exactly. But he told me that I look at that person, he looks familiar, like he could possibly be
He looks
a
familiar.
version of
That's
my brother.
it.
No, he's
You
a,
know that, yes. Yes.
Yeah.
You know that part, yes.
Thank you.
Okay.
Alright,
And
now,
that's what I need to clarify.
so you guys are there and you see
I need to
this
know.
younger kid now walk out of the rock.
I inspect his armor.
Or expect what he's wearing.
That's what I'm doing essentially. I'm gonna inspect his armor. Is it gold?
Nice.
Do I recognize
think of
that?
that
Do
one,
I
did you?
recognize that? I won't say anything, but do I recognize that?
Give me a second.
Well, wouldn't Baltimore just tell us that anyways? 'Cause I
Eh,
don't know. We'll
Coming
see.
from somebody who's keeping a lot of things secret, I can understand it.
He's my brother, and he pretty much thinks that too. So.
As far as you head outside, you do see his armor change to gold.
Okay.
Ooh.
Okay. I don't say anything. I just look over at Baltimore.
That's fine.
I'm just like, I give him that like, I see you. I see you.
Essentially, wouldn't we all see
Are you
that?
okay? Are you okay in time right now? Oh, you're just liking it that much?
Yeah. I'm just gonna be tired at work. It's cool. I don't do anything anyway.
But I'm saying essentially, wouldn't I see that? Like I'm around Baltimore all the time, so I know his armor. I'm of course staring at this dude. Wouldn't I piece it together as a natural human being with eyes?
Not with that intelligence check you made.
That was for something else.
Oh, was it? So, you guys finally get to that point where he kind of goes off into the distance, and you guys are all just there.
Is Marlesh still there? The guy that's all chained up, that door closed. And
Oh, that
walked
was
away?
that. He came in, like you saw him. He said what he said, and then it faded out.
Faded out. Okay, okay.
Yeah.
But we're still in that cave.
Is he wearing a ring?
Oh, he's too far now. He's coming. Huh?
Sorry, Baltimore.
You had to do that, you little
Yes.
Bring up the ring!
Hey, maybe we can steal it from him real quick. You got it back.
That little shit.
Ring! So we're still in the same place, you know?
Yeah.
We're just kind of standing there.
Who has the time stuff?
I do.
She still has it.
Just curious.
Okay, well.
Wait, I don't have the time stone. Do you have the time stone? I don't have the time stone. Where's the time stone? It's just laying, in the field.
I walk over to a track, 'cause he's the last one I know that had the time stone, and I kind of just put out my hand.
Alright, so I just look at him and hand it to him. I don't say anything. 'Cause I don't know anything right now. I don't even know what's.
So, alright, Baltimore, you get it. Do you, like, attempt to think of anything, or do you just...
Yes, I do.
What do you think of?
The gobletory.
Let me.
We're going
The
back to
gobletory,
we're going back to the goblin cave. We're gonna go get.
I think
Are you really gonna go
I
after
think
the
that
reins?
right before Rahun killed him in the gobletory,
Oh my.
as hard as I
goodness.
possibly can.
Yeah, he is. He's going back.
As you go back,
Oh.
as you go to think about the gobletory, you see the same thing, the flash of blue light. But you don't show up at the Goblin Cave. You show up at Worcester. When you all met.
Oh.
Well, then they met.
Okay, so I'm gonna
And as you're sleeping, you see all of you guys sleeping there. And slowly, from the walls, you see everybody just kind of, you see all of your bodies, your whole party, cast there. Emerald's there. Everybody except for Atreya. You notice that Travis is with you this night. You saw he went over to your bed and actually like made an engraving for the bed that he wanted you to sleep in that you never slept in.
Fuck that little shit.
However, from that engraving, in the middle of the night, you see is spark blue. You see an arm come out. As it comes out, you don't see any type of like demonic or anything like that. It's actually a machine, what looks to be gold-plated, blue gems, a massive, what looks to be arc around their shoulders, face plates, almost mechanical in design, almost like a transformer, if you will. Massive beings standing probably about 10, 12 feet high, literally being able to touch the roof. 3 of them. Each one goes to each bed, and you feel the hand, you see the hand go like this, as all of a sudden you see this blue tether start pulling each one something, this blue essence. You get the feeling that these individuals are the ones that are tampering with you, that have been somehow manipulating what's going on.
I just look over to the rest of the group. I'm like, this little shit. See?
There's 3 of them though.
Well, yeah, but I'm talking about Travis.
And you also see another one too. You see one of them, bigger than the rest. Goes over to Cass. You can tell that upon looking at her face, just lying there, he takes the back of his hand, ever so gently across the back of her cheek.
Nope. Rahun immediately
Is that her
seeing
freaking
her,
dad?
immediately seeing this thing that I don't know what it is, but I do know that they're tampering with us. Rahun instinctively is going to shoulder charge this thing, trying to push it out of the way.
Are
if
we
possible.
still like transparent?
You're still about 10 feet, 10, 20 feet out. And yes, your bodies actually begin to feel ground underneath. You feel your body start to tense.
Does this like look like anything that I've ever seen? Like, do I have any
No,
idea of
you've
any
never,
of this?
nobody's
like,
ever seen.
Okay.
But you do see the hand across.
Does it look evil to me, like when I look at it, or does it just
Make an
look
insight
unknown?
check. Why don't you make an insight check?
Yeah.
That's a good.
Shoulder charging this thing. No, I'm not gonna even pay attention to anything like that. I'm just
Make a history check.
Okay. 16.
Baltimore, I know you rolled. What'd you get?
17 for the insight, 11 for history.
You don't know anything about these individuals, but for the two that made insights, you can tell that the other two are purely doing something. They're just pulling information. The one that stopped at Cass deliberately walked up as if it had business, but almost like looking down, it almost looks as if there's a familiarity to Cass, almost as if it should know her, but it doesn't. And just takes a minute to really just kind of see her beauty, see who she is. But eventually, as that hand pulls up, you see the tether being pulled. You go and make a strength check.
I got a 15.
You got a 15? You don't know anything about this.
I got 11.
11. As you charge forward, you don't want, like this is your party here. You charge forward. Within about 10 feet, the hand goes from here. You see the head go, rah, as you just see a massive blue orb come out, and you just get shoved in the back of your chest, or like through your chest. You have the feeling that you actually made it aware of your presence now. As the other three, the head turn and all look in your direction. But I need you to take 52 points of damage.
Holy
That's my life.
52 points of damage.
52.
Oh
As
my
you see this
God.
orb go straight through Rahun, as you go, and then you just get pounded down.
So I'm running
the thing that
to
hit him.
I'm running to his side because I'm gonna try to.
Attack what attacked him.
I need everyone to make an initiative.
Okay.
That one? Girl, you're gonna last.
know.
14.
Oh, let me get that there. Okay, so sorry, go ahead.
14.
Alright, so let's do 20 and 25.
22, baby.
Nice.
Sorry, 15 to 20.
17.
Crap, hold on. I said 10. 14.
You got 14.
Yeah.
And that. Oh, and then you.
No.
Okay. All right. So the first one. The first one literally just taking a look around, prepares and just shoots another orb. This time he's actually gonna go for you, seeing that you're trying to aid him.
Okay.
That is a 23 to hit. Yeah.
So 52 minus.
No, that's the hit.
Oh, that's a hit. Oh,
That's
yeah,
it,
it hits
yeah.
me. My armor class is 17, so
Yeah, so it hits.
it hits me. Thank you.
So you're taking 44 points of
Oh,
damage.
Oh
I'm gonna
my
freaking
God.
die. I'm gonna freaking die, guys.
Rahul, you're up.
I'm gonna immediately,
How much is it?
using
42.
one of my bonus actions, I'm gonna go into a rage. Then may I use one of my attack actions to take a potion?
Sure.
I'll use one of my regular healing potions that I have.
You gotta take the potion, and as it hits your lips, turns to mist.
Oh my God! Is it just a waste, or is it like can I just notice like as the first?
Am I watching him do this? Am I watching him do this?
Because if like I know it's not gonna work, I wouldn't drink the whole thing.
You being hesitant, you just go to pop. It's not one of those things where I'm gonna sip a healing potion. You're going to do it to go do it.
All right. I will then use my last attack action to go for the nearest one that's in front of me.
Go ahead.
Reckless Great Weapon Master. Got a natural 20.
Natural 20. Okay.
So double the dice, right?
Yeah. So roll the dice and then you take that number twice.
Ugh. Alright, my rolls have been so shitty tonight. 12.
Well, yeah, you like go and you just hit it, and you feel it hit the metal, and when it hits the metal, you're like, this is no metal I've ever encountered. And even like as you take a minute to try and take a look, you don't recognize it. You know that it did something, but it did not even come close to the damage you were thinking.
I just fall to my knees and I open my arms up wide and I'm like, I accept death.
At this point, the second one, after your turn, the second one goes. This one, the one by Cass. This is the one by Cass. Immediately puts his hands up, almost to defend you guys as the group. And then he puts his hand up, touches the ceiling, as you see another blue orb. But instead of this one being concentrated, this one expands, almost like a bubble. You guys all inside the bubble, I need you guys to make a charisma saving throw.
9.
Ooh. 20.
20. Baltimore.
Am I inside the bubble?
Yes, it takes up the whole room.
Well,
Well, all of you come, as you're moving, your bodies all freeze. As it looks like time has now stopped. The three get to move freely though. You see each of them finish, or the one that was with Cass finishes the tether. And then you hear something. You hear almost like a transformer sound, like where a bunch of mechanical clicks and tunes are all being mixed together, until each of them looks at each other, rescinds the bubble, and then as the bubble rescinds, they themselves encase in the bubble until it pops, and they are gone.
What's Travis do? I look around, what does Travis do? Sleep now? Am I still in my physical form? No, I'm now.
You guys all begin to fade again.
I go over to Travis and with whatever physical form I still have, I just fucking slap that motherfucker.
You're like, zzz, zzz.
I don't care.
As your fading form
I
just
just
like,
lean down. I lean down and whisper in his ear, "Enjoy that hand while you have it, bitch."
and you hear him just.
And just for you ladies, this guy was within our group earlier, and I fought him and did cut off his hand and took it as a trophy. And
Why?
I left him to bleed out in a goblin-infested forest.
Why? Because you found out he betrayed you then?
No, because I just never liked the guy, and he took a cheap shot on me, so I fucked him up.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright.
So, I'm actually gonna go ahead and take just a very quick break because I gotta use the restroom.
Okay.
So,
And this will have to be where I depart. I have somebody who's currently locked out of my house, so I need to go. Do you need me? Do you need me?
well, let's go ahead and just finish up because I think she's about to head out too, and then I can finish up with them too.
Okay.
So, as the bubble rescinds, you guys all start to fade. You pop back up. It flashes blue back at this house.
What house?
You haven't been at this house. It looks to be a cabin in the woods.
Okay.
You guys know this house. This is Delina's house. She's not there. The gnome is not there. The house is yours to do with what you wish. However,
Hey,
as,
go to bed.
Right to the room.
however, as you guys come to this area, you notice that your betrothed, she begins to start fading even
No,
more.
really quickly.
She the more and more you guys hug, the hands start moving through in parts where you're trying to
no.
grasp one another.
Hand on
You know
ass
that
as
she
long
has
as I possibly
You know. Oh, so
I'll be
good.
like grabbing all over, like, oh.
You know that within these are the final moments of which you can see her before she returns to wherever she's at. You do not know where she's at.
I just look at her and I just say, I believe you, and I give her one final kiss.
As your lips go to touch, you feel it just for a second as it goes to fade.
I go to the bathroom and I just, all you hear is,
Oh my god!
Dude, it's gross, man.
I got
I
things
get,
to get.
I get sad and cry. I just
nope.
All right, stop. All right.
Wait, can I, like,
Thank God
is
I
there
put
a
this
way
on
for me to
maturity.
get these away while
You
we're
can
meeting?
stop him before he goes away
Okay.
to the.
Wait! I want you to have this. And this, and I'll give him my pouch. And I want you to have this.
Thank you, person. I don't know your name.
And I'll be like, I'll be home. I'll clear your name. I love you.
I love you too.
You fade.
I think.
Thank you.
You guys do receive those items. The pouch that she gave you had 10,000 gold.
Oh yeah, you know I'm
Have
broke.
what? How have what? Wait, what?
10,000 gold.
Whoa.
You're welcome,
To
Betrothed.
the drunk. You're good.
Yes!
Let's see how far that goes.
So much ale.
Use it to find me, asshole.
You guys are free to go. As you guys are good, you fade out of existence. Rahun, you are the first one to feel yourself be drawn back. As you come back to, you realize
I just immediately thought is,
You're back
please let that not be a dream as I
You're
go
back
to
to-
look into the bag again.
you're back to full health. Your the health potion you did not use. You are allowed to have that back. You are back outside of Atreya's house, almost as if time itself did not move.
So like I didn't even use my rages or anything like that while I was there. Like
You're
everything
good.
seems
Are
like
they
it was
still-
just all.
You're back to normal. Yep.
Okay.
No, you were back to like normal.
Yeah, like
Yeah, okay.
yeah. Like
Alright.
I didn't use my rages. My boots are back. All
Yeah, but you
full.
had like 50 HP. You're back to.
Yeah. I've already taken that away.
All right, you're back to full health.
I was actually at 18
Whatever.
because of the fucking 52 damage you made.
So
That
you're,
would've
you're
killed
God
back,
damn.
you're back up to full. And
So
we'll
for
go
the-
ahead and take just a very quick 5-minute break because I gotta use the bathroom, right?
Okay.
So I'll be right back, guys. Love you guys.
I gotta go.
everybody, welcome back for the final 10 minutes of the show, where Atreya and Baltimore are left in the room of Limbo, Davina. You don't know who Davina is, but a door opens up in the back as you see Davina step into the room, and she's like, "Ah, another child. And what god sent you here?"
Belanus.
"Ah, Belanus. I like Belanus. Belanus go way back. So, did you learn lots of things?
Yes.
And how about for you?"
I
Baltimore.
don't answer.
No,
I just go sit down and start drinking tea.
You actually see like this gnome kind of come out, and she brings you like she calls it tea, but it's like a bread loaf just doused with tea. It looks like the loaf is actually sucked in the tea, and offers you one.
I'll just take it.
Um,
What's their name?
Davina.
Tina. And who are you?
I am the protector of what the dwarf called Limbo. I hold this area between the divine and earth.
Did Belanus tell you why I was in here?
No god tell me why. I just make sure that the course of action is taken. The gods cannot come to earth due to divine gate.
I'm just taking it all in.
Peace. Enjoy the tea. Relax. Open your mind. And as you guys nibble on this bread, it does have a sense of almost warming, almost as if to, like everything you've been through, it just kind of helps you. It's almost like chocolate. It's almost, it just helps you kind of cope with what's going on.
Okay.
Baltimore, you begin to start to fade as your body starts to give way to this force of nature. And you in turn also come back to the outside of Atreya's house. Everybody's there. Everybody seems to not even be moving, almost as if time stood still. That no actual time has passed since the last time that you left. Atreya, after some time goes by,
I want to ask
Yeah.
Dina, since she's in between, can you send a message to Belanus for me? Is there any kind of connection?
My child, you are a cleric of Belanus, yes?
A paladin.
You can contact him yourself. Enjoy DT. As she goes back to the room, she closes the door. As you know, over some time, your form begins to take shape once again. You come back to yourself with your door still in front of you, closed. Like you never opened the door. Your hand's on it. Still sweaty. The memories come back as if now you're back in this situation. The crossbow's off the altar. You know something's weird about this situation. What do you do?
So if I'm back and I'm, even with those memories, like realizing where I'm at now, I'm going back to that sort of fear.
Make a perception check.
Okay. I'm going back to kind of that worry that something has happened.
Yeah.
It's an
8?
8.
Yeah. No, you don't feel it.
Yeah.
So you're at the door.
And this is like where I had walked originally to go and check. So I'm just gonna slowly open the door because I'm, you know, worried about my sister and wondering where she's at.
You open the door, and you begin to see the whole family there. Everybody seems peaceful. Everybody seems fine. They're all just kind of going about their business. As you come into the door, they're like, "Atreya, how are you?" Your sister comes up. She talks to you as well. Lillian, Rosemary. How are you? How you doing? What brings you here?
I'm fine. I came to just to check on you guys and see how you were doing.
Oh, we're good. We're just hanging out. We decided to all just kind of hang out together tonight and enjoy each other's company.
Okay. It was weird because like when I came in, there was no light lit and the crossbow was off the mantle. Why was that?
Oh, I think we were just gonna tune it up, make it look good.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess I'll just come in and spend some time with you guys. I have some questions.
Oh no, it's okay. Why don't you just go ahead and go into your room? Why don't you just lay down? Take a nap.
No, I'm fine.
Also in the back, you see your mom. She's kind of there. She's just kind of smiling at you.
No, I want to spend time with you guys.
No, we insist. Go get some sleep. Where are your friends?
I don't know. We got separated. I came here first.
Huh. Well, we have a bed all prepped and ready for you.
Well, let me just talk to Mom real quick. I haven't seen her in a while.
Okay. So they kind of let you go. They kind of often do their own thing. Make a intelligence check. Actually, make a history check with advantage.
Okay, come on.
I think at some point we were knocking at the front door.
Yeah, she made a perception check to try and see it. She got a 6. Or try and hear it.
Alright. Ooh, hold on. 18 plus...
18 makes.
Hold on.
A base
okay.
18 works.
24!
So 24. You know your family. Like, even though you don't spend a lot of time with them, you know them.
Yeah.
You know they would never be in a room together by themselves. Like, all together.
Yeah.
It's just a thought.
So... Is my grandfather there?
Nope.
Too?
Nathaniel? Nope.
No. Okay. So just Lillian, Rosemary,
It's...
and my mom, and her
And
husband.
Asher. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So I go up to my mom, and I just, look at her and see how she's doing. Hey, Mom. How have you been? I haven't seen you for a while. And I go to hug her and embrace her.
She goes to, you go to hug her, and she just kind of backs up. She's like, Atreya, what are you doing here?
I've been in town. I've been in town for a few days. You guys asked me to come and help out.
Oh, yeah. Your sister wanted to ask you about some stuff.
Yeah. She wanted me to come and help with, the family business. You guys haven't been doing too well.
Yeah, we haven't been doing too hot. No, not at all.
I wanted to talk to you guys about that. I need some information so that I can look into everything.
Well, I'm just kind of tired. Maybe we could just talk about it in the morning?
Okay, I can help take you to your room and walk with you. I just want to spend some time with everybody. I haven't seen you guys in a while.
I think I'd rather have Asher take me.
Okay, that's fine. Hey, Asher. I just say hi to him because him and I've never really gotten along.
Oh, hey.
So, yeah, so that's it.
But according to your backstory, she said O'Neill's for him.
Huh?
I said according to your backstory, she loves him.
Well, I like him, but no.
No, your mom likes him.
Yeah, my mom likes him. Yeah, because I was like, him and I never really got along.
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess I'm just trying to, I'm looking around to see if there's papers, trying to figure out what they're doing
Make an
and
investigation
why
check.
they're trying to keep me away. have advantage with this one too?
No.
Alright, then I just have a 2. I can't roll good!
You don't see anything. You seem fine. Like, everything seems there.
When I was coming in, did I notice the black flowers that they noticed? The black lotus?
I think
I know
saw...
they did it. They saw a few of them, but I want to know if I did. I would notice something different on the outside of my house, mind you.
Sure. Go ahead. I'll take that argument. Go ahead.
Okay, so knowing that, and obviously I looked around to see if there's like anything odd or anything like that. Like, I'm going to play coy and play like, okay, you know what? I am a little tired. You're right. You know, I think I'm gonna go to my room, but I'm not gonna go to my room and go to sleep. I'm gonna be nosy and see what they're keeping from me. So.
Okay, so you go to your room.
So I go.
They close the door behind you. Or you close the door behind you?
I leave the room. They're all in that room still,
Okay.
so I'm leaving and closing the door, and
You close
I'm
the
like
door.
kind of like hiding somewhere so I can still.
Alright, so you close the door, and then what are you doing from there?
So I am going to investigate the house. You know,
Make an
like
investigation.
looking around to see what's different. Because now there's a piece of shit talking mushrooms. 5.
No. You do notice that the keyhole is like, you know, shines the light through, like as if, you know, like any keyhole would.
Stupid. Okay. So I'm just going to, I don't know if I can like go around a corner and kind of like listen to see if I hear their conversation.
Go ahead and you can put your ears to the door.
Yeah.
Okay. Make a perception check.
Gosh, come on, roll something good.
Anything, you stupid $25
It's
prize.
a 2.
2?
It's a 2.
You notice you don't hear any footsteps.
No footsteps. I'm going to like things like seem like fishy to me and they're being weird. So I'm gonna detect.
Make another perception check.
Okay. 14.
14. You hear the door. Betrayal!
Front door. Okay. And so I recognize the voices.
Yes, guys.
Okay. So I go to the front door and open it up.
Oh. Hey! Finn Aquariums was closed. We were wondering if maybe we could stay the night with you.
Yeah, that's fine. No problem. Come in.
Okay, cool. So she kind of comes in. She's
Yeah.
like,
So my family's being a little weird right now, but I have a room up there, and
in Baltimore, you come in too.
there's a guest bedroom, so between the 2 rooms, like we can all fit and sleep in there. I'm just gonna be real quick, and I'm just gonna let my family know. But you guys can wait here in the front room.
I don't make any eye contact with the trail.
Okay.
Stop being weird, Baltimore. So,
I mean, he was about to kiss you. Like.
I definitely think, in my mind, like, I think he's my brother. So, yeah, I'm just like, whatever. So I go back to my family's, the room that everyone's in, and I knock on the door. Well, I don't even knock. No, I'm not gonna knock. I just open the door. What do I see? They're still being.
You just open the door.
I just open the door.
You open the door and everybody just kind of like looks over at you and they're like, I thought you were going to bed.
Yeah, I was gonna go to bed, but I have some friends, and we're all kind of broke right now, so we need somewhere to stay. So I'm gonna let them stay in one of our rooms, and
Oh yeah, go ahead, take the
in
rooms.
my room too. Okay. All right. So I'll talk to you guys in the morning.
Yeah, good night.
Okay. Good night. So I close the door and I go back and I'm kind of worried about my family. They're being really weird, and I think it might have to do with like our money problems.
Like Emerald like kind of just goes over to the couch. He's like, I'm just going to sit right here. Oh, and you just,
Okay.
you see him going to pass out.
So you guys are welcome. I can show you where the room is, but I'm going to be nosy and I'm going to stay up and try to see what my family's doing.
You see Rahun also. He's like, yeah, I'm going to bed.
Okay,
And he's
so-
like, I just clock out.
Yeah. So
And he's like, has his like drink and he's
Yeah.
just sipping.
and then I look at Baltimore, even though he doesn't want to make eye contact with me, and I say, I think we should talk tomorrow morning. And,
Cass is like, yeah, I think I'm gonna go to bed too. We can talk, yeah, tomorrow morning for sure.
okay. So I show them where the rooms are, but I'm just gonna stay downstairs.
Emerald just passes out on the couch.
That's
She doesn't
fine.
go up.
Yeah.
I go and pick up Emerald and carry him up there.
Alright, you take him up there.
Okay, so I'm just staying awake and I'm gonna be nosy. Can I like go outside my house and like look? There's like a window.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna go outside my house and I'm gonna go and be sneaky and like.
So yeah, you kind of take a peek out the window. Baltimore, you see her go to head out the house.
Well, I mean, I'm still carrying Emerald, so I'll follow Cass up to a room and drop him off in her room.
Yeah. Cass is like, should we tie up Emerald, like, just in case?
I mean, for him.
Oh, Rahul, sorry.
Yeah, I also tie up Rahul.
Like, yeah, we don't need another incident.
Yeah.
She's
Yeah,
like, but I'm gonna go to sleep too. I think Corvus will be okay, right?
I don't know. Probably.
Alright. Well, good night, Baltimore.
Good night.
She goes to sleep. You turn around, you go into the window. You notice that they're just doing basic activity. Like, you see some of them reading, other ones are just kind of like looking at stuff on the shelf. And but you do notice that there's make an investigation check.
Okay, and I want to cast a spell, detect magic, to see if like something else is fishy going on. Oh man, it was a natural one.
Natural one. I'm doing two. But with the detect magic, you notice that the whole room inside of your house is lit up.
That room, they're all in. Okay, so that's...
Or actually, I'm sorry, not the room. Each individual of your family is lit up.
Okay.
Can I make a perception check at all to see if I hear any voices in the house?
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
Like after I drop off Emerald, tie up Rahoon, step outside of Cass's room.
Make a perception check.
Uh, 18.
18.
Sorry.
You hear a litter of chatter.
Coming from like a specific room?
Yeah, like the room down the hall to your left. Like you see like the little keyhole knob, like you can see the little light. You know, you know that. I mean, you were told that her family is here, but they've been acting weird. So you can kind of guess that they're in that room.
Can I try to like quietly walk over to the room and try to see if I can hear what's inside?
Sure. Make a investigation check.
15.
You hear chatter, but it's like gibberish. Like there's no real. It's meant to be like if somebody were to listen, like they could say like, oh yeah, they're having like some kind of conversation, but it doesn't really make sense. It's all just gibberish.
Okay.
Your thoughts?
Well, I'll just walk away and try to find a room to... Actually, I'll just go and sit at the top of the stairs and I'll just wait for a tray to come back in.
So obviously I know that there's some sort of magic going on, but like I don't really know what to do about it. And they're not saying anything to me. So I guess I'm just gonna go back inside the house and like I'm just basically I just want to stay up all night and like see if like anything weird goes on. You know, like I'm basically
Sure.
gonna try to protect them.
You get inside. You go up to the stairs. You notice that Baltimore's sitting at the top of the stairs.
As soon as I see her walk in, I get up and I walk to the room.
All right. So you see him go to the room.
Okay.
Baltimore, do you go to sleep?
Yeah.
You walk around the house, making sure a couple hours in, 3, 4 hours, they're not leaving that room.
So
Like it's late now.
it's late. So I'm gonna go back to the room and I'm gonna put my ear to the door to see if like they're sleeping or
Make an investigation check.
not roll. Roll something good. Come on. Haha, natural 20! Natural 20.
You hear the same thing, gibberish.
And it doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense, but you also hear the footsteps of another being in there. Like you can physically count out how many people are there, but you hear one extra in the room.
So weird. Okay. So I'm going to use my shield of faith.
Okay.
I'm gonna put that in front of myself, and I'm gonna just open the door again.
So you open the door. You see your family there. They're all going about, and again they look at you and they're like, "It's late. What are you doing up?"
That's what I'm wondering. It's really late. Like, why haven't you guys gone to bed? What are you still doing up? I'm just, I haven't seen you guys in a while, and it was really weird that you're not asleep and in bed. I mean,
We were gonna be going to bed here shortly. Actually, we were finishing up,
finishing up what? Like, what are you guys doing? Like, what's going on?
and we were just talking about stuff, what we're gonna do with the business, things like that.
Yeah, but like, I'm here. Like, talk about that with me.
Make an investigation check with advantage, because you know something is definitely not right.
Yeah, this is super weird. Ooh, that's a 19. So.
That's fine. That'll do it.
Okay.
Yeah. At this point, now looking at your family and also trying to figure out what's going on,
Yeah, like I'm not gonna leave until I figure
you
it out.
actually start to see their bodies almost like fizzle a little bit. This is an illusion. Your family's not actually here. As you,
So I'm like, knowing that, I'm like already starting to like back out.
so you started back out, and they're like, "What's wrong?"
You know what? If you guys want to stay up, like, we'll talk tomorrow. You said that we'll talk tomorrow. I'm really tired. I felt left out, and I want to be here and help you guys out, but
Yeah, no problem. We apologize. Yeah, definitely. We'll talk tomorrow.
we'll talk tomorrow. Okay. So, I back out, and then I, as quietly and as quickly as possible, I go to the rooms because I'm going to wake everyone up and tell them that we need to get out of the house.
So you go up. Who's the first person you wake up?
The first room. So, is everyone in the same room?
Yeah, from what I understand.
Okay. I'm going to wake up, Baltimore.
You wake up Baltimore. Baltimore, you get shaken vividly.
Okay. And I put my hand over his mouth, and shh, don't say anything. I think there's something really wrong with my family. They're not really here. We need to get out of this house.
All of a sudden you hear the door open.
And I don't see anything.
Atreya? It's your family. You hear the sisters. Atreya! All of a sudden you hear the footsteps coming up stairs.
So I'm like, how much time do I have? Well, he's awake.
You know he's awake.
Yeah.
You know he's awake for sure. You could probably wake up another person before they're at the door.
Okay. Is there, in this room, is there like someplace, like me knowing the room where I can kind of like put me and Baltimore like kind of hidden, or somewhere else we can go? I want to try to avoid them.
You have like a big wardrobe. You could probably hide there.
Okay, so knowing that I probably don't have much time, I'm just going to grab me in Baltimore and I'm going to hide in the wardrobe.
Alright, so you guys get into the wardrobe, and as you close the door, you hear the door open. As your family all steps in, almost unified. Atreya, dear, where are you? We know you're here.
Oh, that's so freaky.
And that's what we'll go ahead and stop for now.
Hold on, but I have that shield of faith. Like, what does that do?
She's like, what does my spell do? I don't know what it does.
Okay, I'll look it up. Alright, whatever.
So,
Okay.
anyway, go ahead.
Shield of Faith plus 2 to AC.
Yeah. So, with that anyway, we'll go ahead and pick it up next week there. It was fun. Appreciate you guys staying tuned. Go like us on Facebook. Talk to the players. I'm actually going to post a picture of what you guys saw, the 3 beings inside of the room, on Facebook.
Okay.
So that way you guys can have like a mental note of what exactly you guys saw.
Okay.
again, we appreciate you guys staying with us. Definitely chat with the players on Facebook. You can chat with me. I'll be on there too. I'll probably get this up in the next like 48 hours or so. Again, we appreciate you guys. We will see you guys next week here on Epic Interactions. Keep it epic.